Heat.
Banger. Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. We're going to have the good intro music every single time. You could guarantee that. Three-man weaving in today because Hassan's missing the most important episode of the pod, the playoff predictions. This is where legacies are made. This is where we stamp our predictions. But bro didn't want to show up. He's not ready for the smoke. Either way, how y'all feeling today? With the playoffs coming up?
Yes, sir.
Bro,
feeling good about my Lakers. That's all I know.
Yes, sir.
I feel like we're in playoffs already. Low-key, this the Warriors-Grizzlies game I was watching was kind of tense. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm already in playoff mode right now. I like it.
Facts.
All right, before we talk about that, let's talk about the teams that got eliminated. Let's get them out the way. First, I want to start with the Phoenix Suns. So a lot of quotes been coming out. Matt Ishbia kind of held a press conference as soon as their season ended, and we found out a lot of things. Coach Bud was officially fired, so they washed their hands with that. And the one bad thing about the Phoenix Suns is that they are the only team in the National Basketball Association that is, number one, not in the postseason, or number two, will not have a lottery pick this year. Every other team, all 29 other teams, will either have a lottery pick or be in the postseason, except the Phoenix Suns. And one of the crazy quotes that came out about the Suns and Bradley Beal was Coach Bud, where he was telling Bradley Beal to try and play more like Drew Holiday. He said, I need you to go out there and play like Drew Holiday. So I thought that was pretty crazy, honestly, because I don't know what he expected to happen. I don't know if he expected Bradley Beal to just completely change his play style and turn into a completely different player, but that's not how this works. You can't go out there. It's like the Timberwolves going to Joe Ingles and be like, yo, Joe Ingles, be Luka, bro, be Luka. It just doesn't work like that. Bradley Beal does not have the skill set of a Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is like a lockdown defender. Bradley Beal is known more for his scoring. So not only was that stupid on a coach's part, but then you just offended the players. Not only Bradley Beal, but you offended Drew Holiday, because then you're just saying, yeah, anybody could do my job, basically. Like anyone just come in and do what I do. So I think that just kind of goes to show how bad the locker room was and the relationship with the players and coaches. But a lot of it just seems really bleak for the Phoenix Suns moving forward.
Why? When stuff comes out like that, I just actually think what was going on during the regular season and shit like that, for the whole time, for all this type of shit to be dropping once he gets fired. Bro, that comment, when I read it, I started laughing. Bro, you cannot be serious. You cannot tell another NBA player who's like a 15-year or whatever, 12-year player to go play like this person. That is ridiculous. No,
just gonna switch it up randomly. One day, I'm just gonna start playing lockdown defense.
You think I'm gonna play lockdown defense? You think I'm gonna play lockdown on ball? Do you think it just doesn't work like that? And also, back to the Phoenix Suns side, what you said, no pick, no playoffs. That is actually crazy. I was first laughing when you said that because I didn't believe it, but that is actually crazy how they're the only team in the NBA that doesn't have either of those things going into next season, which is really, really bad. Really bad. Got nothing going for them. And KD's going to leave too. Bro, it's all shambles for the Suns, low-key.
Yeah, for real. They're in the second apron too. That's the craziest shit. They're spending so much money on their roster to just not be good.
They're paying 3 head coaches right now that aren't even on the team. Monty Williams still getting paid, Frank Vogel, and now Mike Budd is going to be paid for the next 3 seasons. So there's already that. You're already, like you said, in the second apron. And I also saw another thing come out regarding the Suns is that they're planning to offer Devin Booker a 2-year, $150 million extension, which if you do the math there, that's $75 million a year, which, I love Devin Booker as much as the next guy, but he's probably not even a top 10 player in the league, and you're going to give him $75 million a year. And I understand that the salary cap is going up, but that just sounds so fucking crazy to me to pay one player that when you're in the luxury tax, 2 paying 3 coaches. I just don't understand how this team has any type of hope going into the future.
I don't think they make smart choices, to be honest, whenever they're thinking about these things. Realistically, offering Devin Booker that $150 million extension is not gonna save your team. It's just not. And what is he gonna do? If he doesn't extend, when is his contract up? In a year or 2? What is it? 2 years?
I mean, he has a couple years left. I'm not sure.
What is he gonna do? Like walk? Okay, bro, you're not gonna give him 75 million, bro. There's only like 2 or 3 people in this on the NBA that you should give 75 million a year to, and that's like Jokic, SGA, and Luka. I guess I don't know, or Giannis. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like those type of players. Devin Booker is not a type of player you, even if he's your franchise guy, even if you owe him this much, 75 is like really pushing the envelope. It's actually blowing the envelope wide open. I don't even know. Like that's crazy.
That's more. Right now, the highest paid is Tatum at 62 mil.
Or him or like Davis on that 66 mil extension. I remember what happened.
Does he have a 66?
Yeah, 60 something. I don't know about 66, but 60.
I don't think it's. I think Tatum has the highest contract right now, like per year.
I think it's like 60 flat for AD or something like that.
Yeah.
So like that's like blows out the water. It's not even like 65. It's like 75, nigga. Like,
and
he's going crazy. It's not even like he can go somewhere else and get that either. Which is like, so like, why? What's the point in going so much over? Like, he can't even get. Isn't like the regular max like in the 50s right now? Like
yeah, the regular max is like mid 50s, 55 mil. I think it was the last year of the max contract. So I think the worst part about it,
he go walk, he go get that. Like,
yeah, it's not even but I don't even think it's the fact that the Suns are giving it to him. It's just the fact that they're in the situation they're in and they're gonna offer him this contract. It's like you guys have a lot more things to worry about.
They just throw money at shit, like.
Yeah,
trying to fix a problem that's like they're down bad, but they want to throw money at the problem. But that's not the problem, bro. You gotta save your money.
That's what Matt Ishbia does. Like he's all like big move, big money. It seems that's all. That's like the reputation he's made so far since he's been the Suns owner. Like he went to go get KD, went to go get Book. You know what I mean? Went to go get Beal. Like it's mostly about like doing big ticket box office stuff. Like that's gonna work. You know what I mean? And it's like.
We'll see what happens.
And it just shows that he's not really learning much if he's gonna just go ahead and give Book 150. Like,
I think personally, going forward, so obviously it's going to be, they're trading Kevin Durant this offseason, and I think that is really their only hope to gain any type of assets back because they don't really have control of their picks and they don't really have any tradable contracts or any flexibility. So this KD move of the offseason is going to be probably like one of the biggest moves they've done in recent franchise history because what you get back from that is going to determine how your future goes. And even then, knowing all that you get back Kevin Durant, knowing that you might buy out Bradley Beal, which might be the biggest buyout in NBA history by far, like Devin Booker on that $75 million might have to endure some losing seasons here. Like is the truth of the matter. The West is getting better. Teams are getting better. They got more, assets to trade and get better as well. So like, even if they trade KD and get a decent package, like you're not going to get a player of his caliber back. You might get some picks and some good role players to, soften the blow and get a fair offer. But at the end of the day, like, I think Devin Booker's might have to endure like 1 or 2 losing seasons here because I just don't see a way they turn it around with their situation.
Oh, man. I'm really starting to like Devin Booker too. Man, what if there's a scenario where they trade KD?
It's not his fault.
Yeah. What if there's a scenario where they trade KD and they end up getting like enough pieces and shit where it works? And I'm not saying he's going to contend, but they become like a top 10 team. Is that a possibility or the West? Well,
let me turn it over.
They have to try to get or something.
No, let me ask y'all this then. What do you think they could even get for KD if that's the case? Because nobody's given up the 4 first-round picks that Phoenix got to get him because he's older. His contract's on the expiring end. There's questions about him popping over teams. So, like, what can a team even be willing to give up realistically at this point that's going to even put the Suns back at a respectable level? Because I don't know. I don't know what that is.
3 first-round picks? I don't know. I feel like it's still Kevin Durant at the end of the day.
Still a player and a few picks maybe.
You're going to get a good package, but it's like even the package you get, that player, even if you get some picks with it, is not going to be better than Kevin Durant.
No.
And it's
you're gonna lose. Whenever they trade KD away, like the trade's gonna be, they didn't give enough. This top 10 player or top 6 player, anyone wants to say it. Like you're not giving enough value for Kevin Durant. So I mean, as long as they get like who could they trade KD to that has pieces that they could acquire? Like they could.
That's what I'm saying. So you trade KD to a team that's not trying to give you everything they got because they want to compete with Kevin Durant, and then the picks they give you have none of your own picks, so that doesn't matter. The picks they give you are going to be in the late 20s. They're not going to be lottery picks because that team that has Kevin Durant should be making the playoffs unless they make another dumb move themselves. But you're not going to get the assets to. Like you might be a decent team. You might hit on some gems. I don't doubt that. But the Suns definitely have questionable draft history. So I wouldn't put my money in that basket either. But it's like you got to hit on some draft gems even then to keep up with the competition in the West.
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah, it's really tough. I feel like a lot of avenues are gonna lead down to either whoever gets the KD, like the team is gonna be in a bad place too if they give up too much, or if the Suns don't get enough for KD, that's also a lose situation. So there's a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of ways it's gonna go like bad. I don't know how it's gonna be good. To be honest, I cannot even
right
think of
now. Right now, the front like from the last report I saw, the front runner is Houston. So like, let's say if it's just between them, like, what do you think Houston gives up realistically to get Kevin Durant?
Like Green, Shepard, and picks. I don't know more than like obviously. But
No,
I
I
don't even think
that's the package
Suns
right
want
there.
Green.
No,
Green
I think.
Shepard?
Well, yeah, Green. I don't know, but maybe like a Jabari Smith.
They'd probably ask for
Another,
Amen, to be honest.
Green's
I know
contract is going to be a lot of help though.
Like,
Jalen Green's contract is going to help.
The Rockets ain't trading Amen Thompson, bro.
Yeah,
They'll give up everybody
Oh,
else.
Amen's not leaving the team at all.
Like, I think Jabari Smith is expendable for them because he does
Yeah.
similar stuff to like an Amen and a Dylan Brooks. He just, he's not really standing out in any sort of way. So
they might trade Dylan Brooks too.
Throw him in. Who cares?
Yeah, you actually will have to because of the contract. Someone is, or you have to include Fred or Dylan Brooks in that trade. So one of them has to go.
If Jalen is on the block, he can go too. His contract is pretty big.
But even then, like, okay, you can get Jabari Smith and a Fred and then maybe a Reed Shepard and a few picks, but that's like the most you're getting. You know what I mean?
That's good for the Rockets, in my opinion. I think that if they have KD, Sengun, if they keep if
they keep Amen Thompson, and
they're gonna keep Amen's not leaving for sure.
Like, if they keep their like core and still get KD, it's gonna be like
because KD's 36. Like, I don't think any team's giving up a all NBA defensive player at this point in their career for a KD.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, I'm sure the Suns would try, is what I'm saying.
What if KD puts them over the edge? Like, they're legit number one contenders with KD, no?
They're not. You don't have to do all that though, because everybody knows he's getting traded. Like, you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of leverage.
Secret. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if they want to pursue Kevin and offer that, they have to be if every team's gonna try and trade for Kevin Durant, right? They're gonna probably take the most favorable package. So then people are gonna have like more favorable trades for the Suns, so they're gonna give up more,
They will, but also understand that like the market isn't what it used to be for Kevin Durant. So it's like even if you're outbidding, like there's a certain point where no team is willing to go. And I think at this point in Kevin Durant's career, we're not giving up a player of Amen Thompson's caliber and another player and picks for Kevin Durant. Like it's just not worth it at this point, especially seeing what we just did without Kevin Durant. Like we're not going to trade an integral piece to that and mess that up because it's not been as good as Kevin Durant is. You don't necessarily need him exactly as the player to go, to the next level.
And I understand what you just said, but do you think teams will overgive for Kevin Durant this coming?
No, and that's what I'm trying to say because everybody knows he's, on the latter part of his career. Everybody knows that he's about to be traded. Everybody knows that they're trying to work on a trade for him. So, I'm not saying they're going to get nothing back for him. I still think, like I said, a Jabari Smith, another young player, and some picks. That's a good package for Kevin Durant, but you're just not going to get the Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson type of players. Yeah. You know what I mean? Anymore that you used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I understood. That's what I want to figure out. If you think that a team will overgive, but no, you don't think they will.
We could see
nobody knows. Like nobody's as dumb as like the teams that have recently overspent.
Yeah, it only takes one GM, one bad GM to make the offer, and it's like that. Then the package is there.
We'll take it sold. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of new openings, new GM openings this offseason. The Kings GM got fired. New coaches in Denver, and there's going to be a new GM in Denver. I'm not saying he's going to go there, but it's like there's going to be a lot of new GMs that may want to make their mark on their new team, and that might involve trading for KD.
Okay, I like that.
That's true.
I like that.
All right,
can't wait to see where it goes.
Imagine the Mavs trade.
Oh man,
that's
KD,
the only thing that could.
Kyrie and AD is actually diabolical if they keep those three.
They don't even have enough assets. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any people. What is it? Their name Jalen Hardy or Jaden Hart?
Unless they trade Kyrie.
What's his name?
If they had more picks, they could have just bought him with picks, but they gave up all their picks to build a team around Luka, and then they fucking traded Luka, so they don't really have picks like that.
True.
All right.
They're stuck in limbo for now.
Unfortunate.
Not even limbo, it's in poverty.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dame because the injury update came out about him today. So He might return during the Pacer series. He's back to full contact practice, and he's off the blood thinner medication that he was on. So I heard because he took advantage of the situation before it got serious, like he was on top of it early. That's why his recovery is so quick, because otherwise he would have taken a lot of months to come back from this. So good for Dame for being proactive. He's out for game 1 confirmed, but there's a potential that he does come back in the series. So I guess we can kind of transition that into the playoff talk. So what do you guys think about this series? I already thought Giannis was going to go berserk, but now with the fact that Dame could come back, let's just kick it off with the Pacers and Bucks series and give our thoughts on this.
Oh, I just want to
talk about the play-in after this.
I just want to. Oh, should we talk about the play-in or not?
I think we should talk about this because the play-in also is not even set in stone.
Yeah. So regarding the Bucks and the Pacers, I would like to formally apologize in advance to Ricky because I think they're gonna lose. I think Indiana's gonna get dusted if Lillard comes back, and Giannis is gonna go crazy. So even without the Lillard stuff, I would lean towards the Bucks. I know they're not like crazy, but every time I feel like I've gone against Giannis, he's shown me otherwise. So I keep trusting Giannis in this scenario. So I actually think this series is gonna be a good series, but I think it's gonna be in the Bucks' favor.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I was telling Ricky, I seen him on the weekend. I think the Pacers are gonna get smacked in maybe 6. They're a decent team this year, but when it comes to the playoffs, having like that caliber of superstar is kind of hard to beat, especially when he has a decent team around him. I know the Bucks aren't like the most amazing team we've seen this year, but they've had a lot of injuries and a lot of ups and downs. So, but I'm not gonna go against Dame and Giannis in the playoffs.
Personally, I already thought Giannis had a chance to go berserk this series. I just felt like nobody on the Pacers can really guard him. Like Miles Turner's weak ass is not going to be enough, and I don't think they really have another big body that can like really help out on that. So I was already like not leaning towards the Bucks, but like considering it a close series. And now if Dame comes back, I think that can only help them. I think the biggest X factor here to me is going to be the role players, because I think Giannis is going to get his, and he's going to get open shots because there's no way any one player on the Pacers can guard him. So they're going to have to double team and collapse on him. And it's just about if Gary Trent, if Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, all these guys, can they just hit some open shots? And I think that'll be the difference here. I'll probably pick the Bucks in 6 here, especially knowing that Dame could potentially come back. So, yeah, I'm going to go with them.
I agree with that completely. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Bucks in 6.
We can move on to the play-in, though. I know it's not set in stone, but we can kind of project here, at least for the 8 seed first.
I was just saying that because of the Kings and like the eliminated teams, how we want to talk about the eliminated ones.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, the Kings. Yeah, I just did that completely out of order, but we could talk about the Kings. So for them, they fired their GM as well. They're looking to get a new head coach potentially. And they might be looking to trade Sabonis, DeMar, and Zach LaVine because they kind of hit a stalemate as well for them.
Rebuild.
I don't really know what's next for them at this point because they're kind of in mediocrity, and I don't really know a way they can get better unless they fully commit to a tank, because there's nobody on their team is enough of an asset to get you back anything. So you're going to commit to this mid team or you're going to blow it up is really my only 2 options. And I think De'Aaron Fox saw that, is why he asked for a trade out.
Commit to the tank, to be honest. They haven't, other than that season with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis going up against the Warriors, the Kings franchise has just not had any success in the past 20 years, right?
Yeah.
They gotta try again. That was their best shot they had, and then they lost against the Warriors, and then they went down again. So I mean, I think the full on tank is in order.
Yeah, it's back to poverty where they usually are.
The Queens.
Yeah, they've always been. Even when the Clippers were the laughing stock, the Kings were always right there with them.
I just think even though the players that they have to move, like you said, Zach, DeMar, and Sabonis. I mean, you're gonna have to just get picks for those guys and just wait to, cash them in, I guess, and then just because you can't even let the young guys develop because you're not even trying to do anything. You're just gonna play meaningless basketball, is what I wanted to say. But that's what I think is gonna happen with the Kings for the next 5 years at least, if they just trade everyone away, which I think they should. They're not gonna do. I don't. They're not gonna push. They're not gonna be playing team if there's no DeRozan, Levine's, like Sabonis.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, these guys are great, but these guys don't give me, playoff atmosphere like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just better if they just give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to free all these people from the.
And as far as their coach goes, is there any
from the
front line? Is there
poverty
any
of
head runners
teams.
or no? That we don't have anyone who's gonna be the coach or the GM.
I mean, it's too
That's-
early to say.
It's too early.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
so-
probably gonna wait till the off season.
Hopefully, they get a guy who wants
Same
to
with
play the
Nuggets,
long game.
Everybody.
Play the long game.
Okay, so yeah, we kind of all agree that Kings are stuck in mediocrity.
Mhm.
Who else was eliminated? The
The Bulls.
Bulls.
The
I
Bulls.
think for the Bulls, there's really not much to say because we kind of saw this coming like all season. We knew they weren't really
Yeah.
going to make the playoffs, especially when they traded Zach. Even if they did, I think them more so making the play-in is a testament to how bad the East is because like they kind of went on that run at the end of the year and it made it all the way to the 9th seed pretty comfortably. So I think for them, it's just they need to just lean in heavier to this complete rebuild. Like them trading DeMar and Zach was a good step in the right direction, but next, I think they got to go on trade Vucevic, trade Lonzo, because I think what they're doing with Giddey and Kobe White, we saw when in the flashes at the end of the season, like they could have something there, and that's taking a step in the right direction. Develop Modest, I like him as a prospect, so
Yeah,
I think they just got to keep going.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's definitely shown. Buzelis, I want to talk about Buzelis. He's definitely shown a lot, especially being a lottery pick. Like, it was pretty quiet for the first half of the year, first 3/4 of the year, pretty much. It's pretty quiet for Buzelis, but he's shown in the last like couple months that he is a legitimate prospect. Not everybody is an instant bloomer, you know what I mean, and not everybody is like same with Ricochet and Sar. They started playing better and better after they got more and more games and more PT under their belt. But Buzelis was probably like one of the best, like I guess, ending the season, one of the better like surprises in the lottery because he's not Ricochet or Sar, who is a top lottery, you know what I mean, who we expect to be. I mean, no one expected him to be league changing, but like it's like first two picks you expect to be
that
good.
title of the first overall pick comes with
Yeah.
expectations.
And so Buzelis, like he's a lottery pick, but he still kind of goes under the radar. So for him to turn out to be so much better in the end of the season, I think it's like pretty good for the Bulls, and it's definitely just like another positive to what they're trying to rebuild. So yeah, I think once they get rid of Alonzo, once they get rid of Vucevic, depending on who they get, obviously, like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like who knows how good they'll really be, but they're still a huge market team at the end of the day. So, you know, big market teams they're going to be in the playoffs eventually again.
Yeah, I think for them, it's just about trying to just establish the new identity of the new group because it's like you don't want when you have like leftover pieces from the old group with like Lonzo and Vucevic, like you can't quite break away and form the new identity. You know what I mean? So I think once they do that, you can start seeing, okay, what is Buzelis, what his potential really is. How far can Kobe White get to? Like Josh Giddey, we saw in OKC, he showed flashes. Then, you know, the whole thing happened with the scandal. You know, he kind of started going down. As soon as he gets traded to the Bulls, you know, second half of the season, he starts looking like the Josh Giddey we thought he could be. So I think you just let them play. And sometimes I've heard different coaches say this now this season, like sometimes the guy or like one of your superstar all-star players is already on the team and he just needs to be developed. Like not every player necessarily has to be the first, second overall pick that's a star. Like some guys we've seen like they just develop over time to become the role. Like look at Austin Reeves, look at a Denny of Dia. You know what I mean? Like these guys develop over time, and sometimes that's what you got to do and give them the opportunity.
That's why I was a fan of Jimmy. I was a fan of Jimmy like when he was on the Bulls, but then like seeing him like develop more and more and become an actual like superstar, like he wasn't supposed to be anybody. You know what I mean?
He was just a defensive guy at first.
Yeah, he was literally just a defender. He was supposed to be like fucking Tony Allen, like fucking Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah, so we'll see. Some hey, most improved player, we'll see maybe. But let's get to the bracket.
Talk about I'm in.
Shout out to bro. Let's start off with the playing game, just the 8th seed. I know, you know, it's a one game, so anything can happen. But let's just try to predict who gets this 8th seed. Let's start off with the Eastern Conference because me personally, I could care less about this one. Whoever gets this 8th seed is just competing for the honor to get swept by the Cavs, in my opinion.
I agree.
But I guess I'd have to go with the Heat in this game, honestly.
Yeah. In a 1-game scenario, give me the Heat to only get swept by the Cavs.
I'm not saying that with any confidence either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I might go the Hawks because Trey is pretty good in clutch games. I know he played like ass. But yeah, he didn't even play. He got fed up. Yeah, he got fed up at the end of the game. I was surprised he didn't get suspended. I thought he was going to get suspended for the next game, the way he handled that. But
yeah, that was a little crazy. I was like,
that was kind of wild.
What did he do?
But he threw the ball at the ref kind of hard, so they gave him a tech. And then I think he took the ball away from the ref like as he was walking out, and then like fake threw it to him.
Yeah,
they kept walking and then threw it to him. Like
I'm sure he's
like nigga,
too,
like
probably like
he's definitely gonna get fined up the ass. But if he hasn't already been announced,
what's 125K for bro? Like imagine if they find us on that. That ain't happening.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that he did the most. I was surprised he didn't get suspended, dude. Like. I was actually like I wouldn't have been surprised if he did. But
I think if it was a regular season game, they'd probably suspend him. Like it's just the playoffs, so they're like, oh,
that was wild. I was like,
it's a game where stats don't count. It doesn't matter.
But
playing games.
But yeah, but regardless, he's pretty good in elimination games. So I want to believe in him. We've seen the Heat like be so up and down this season. Like there's a reason they're the 10th seed.
Yeah.
And has the 10th seed even made it yet?
I think 9.
I don't think a 10th seed has even made the playoffs yet. So
9 seed was the.
What were the Heat like last year or 2 years ago?
Seed.
8.
They were the 8th seed.
But they lost their first game, right?
Yeah, they won the second one.
Technically, they're 10th seed. They have to win 2. They have to win their second game. I'm kidding.
I mean, it's possible. Like the 10th seed just has to win 2 games. It's not like the 9th seed has done it. So the 9-10 winner has done it before. And in my opinion, honestly, I feel like some of the play-in parameters, I think we should go back to how we did it during the bubble, where it's like if you're not within like a certain amount of games of the team above you, like there should be no playing game for that spot. Like if like 9-10 are not even close to 7-8, there should just be no playing. You know what I mean? If they're not close
if it's close, let them play. But if
they're within like 3 games, okay, then you can have that.
That's how it was the first year. But I think it's because like, what if 9 is really close to 10 is not? Like,
then just have 9 be in it. Then they just got to play the winner.
I guess you just 8 and 9.
Yeah.
I like that.
Then that's one, but then that's one. But that's not really fair for 8 because it's only a single elimination. It would have to be like
you get 2 chances.
They had a good season.
You go in the first game or the second game. Still,
yeah, that would make sense. They have to do like a 2 game.
I don't know, but I just don't like the fact that some teams like the Heat is a good example. Like they're like pretty ass all year, and then they get
superpowers. They get superpowers as soon as the season ends, bro. I'm done.
It ain't even that. Like they're just in the fact that they're here, the way they've played. They went on like a 10-game losing streak right before the season ended, and they're still here. You know,
they don't deserve to be here.
I'm gonna throw the Heat.
Yeah, I'm going Hawks.
I'll go Heat. I'll go Heat. Yeah,
I'm gonna go Heat too without any confidence. So I'm gonna just throw them in here because I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It definitely doesn't matter in the grand scheme. Photoshop demon.
W.
Yeah, we're gonna have these. Hold on.
This is all made by you? That's sick.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I mean, still sick.
But he's just putting in a Photoshop and duplicating the things.
Yeah. Okay.
I see.
Okay. Yeah, this is the ghetto way of doing it because I couldn't find a bracket online.
This is Photoshop. It's so confusing. Oh shit.
There you go. I figured it out. Okay.
I suck at Photoshop. Just give me Canva, bro. I don't know what's going on here.
All right. Next up.
Back in the day.
Let's go to the 8 and 10 matchup in the West. It's the Dallas Mavericks versus the Memphis Grizzlies. What are y'all thoughts on this matchup?
Bro, I'm an ultimate fence sitter on this because if AD comes to play offensive ball, I think they win. But if AD is like not trying to like play offensive that game, I think the Grizzlies crush him. I'm really 50-50.
Yeah, I'm gonna go last game.
I'm gonna go with the Mavs here with Omari here, just for a couple of reasons. Number one, I feel bad for them. I feel like you had the season you had. You trade away your best player in your franchise history, arguably. You know, the fans are going through it. AD's out with injury 2 quarters into his debut. Kyrie's out for the year. I just want them to make it for the fans so they have some type of hope for the future. You know what I mean? Like, them actually making the playoffs through all this is still impressive. And on top of that, I just been pissed off with the Grizzlies basketball lately. Like, so many turnovers as a team, so many like blown dunks by Zach Edey. Don't even get me started on him. Oh, God. It's not even just him though. Jaren Jackson was fucking horrible against the Warriors too. Like their basketball lately hasn't been pretty. And I just don't like watching it. It hasn't been fun. Ja's doing his thing. Don't get me wrong. He's always a fun show, but everybody else, they can miss me with that shit pretty much. So I'm going to pick the Mavericks because I think defense wins championships. And I also just think Memphis, like when it comes to half court offense, if they're not running fast break, they literally turn the ball over way too much, too many bricks, too many missed shots. You saw that in a play off type of scenario in the playing game. So I'm going to go with the Mavericks because of that.
Yeah. I see the points. I like it.
I agree because Jaws also hobbled. Like that nigga fucking sprained his ankle yesterday. Nigga had to get the steroid shots to come back in the game.
He took a perk. I don't know if you saw that video.
Perk 30.
Yeah, he came back. He did all that. He did all that just to lose. And as a real hooper myself, I know that the next day, once you come back off of doing something like that, like it's gonna hurt even more than if you would have just relaxed. So, who knows? Who knows if he plays? He probably will play, but who knows how good he feels? You know what I mean? And then the rest of the people on the Grizzlies, like besides Ja, Bane, you can pretty count on Bane pretty well, but I'm not counting on nobody else on that team.
Bro, I wish they won yesterday, bro.
I trust gonna foul out in 3 minutes, like against AD.
AD has so much playoff experience. He's so like dominant. Like JJJ is a good defensive player, but at the end of the day,
especially against JJJ, he been cooking him for years.
Yeah, like he's been cooking him like every single time he sees him. So I don't really. And now he doesn't have to play the five. It's not like he has to go against Zach Edey and rebound like that. Like he has Gafford and Lively's playing, right?
Yeah.
He's Gafford and Lively, like both to help him with that. You know what I mean? So he's knowing that he's in his natural forward position and he's the main focal point of the offense now. Like he has to go and he's probably gonna have to average score at least like 28 to 30. You know what I mean? Or above 28 for them to have a chance.
But I think he could do it.
I think he can. Like we've seen him be a number one, so there's no reason to believe he can't. As long as he has that motor.
As long as keyword as long as
he has the motor. As long as he shoots more than
10 times,
15 times. Yeah, no, he should be shooting 10. Like 20, but if he shoots more than 15,
I say 10 because sometimes he be having those games where like the free throw attempts, they don't count as shot attempts. He'll get like 10, 15 free throws. So, but yeah. 15 is good too. What about you, Gabe? Who do you got?
No, I get your guys' point. I got the Mavs too. I mean, if I had to bet on it, I feel like the Mavs are gonna take it out. Whose home is it? Is it Grizzlies or Mavs?
Yeah, Grizzlies are at home.
Dude, I don't know. It's just a matter of AD to me. Like you said, as long as AD just comes to play, I think they win because he'll be there defensively. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably get a decent game out of Clay, shit like that. I mean. As long as AD comes to play, I got the Mavs winning. If not, the Grizzlies are cooking. If that happens.
Yeah, I mean Mavs. I feel like these in the West it's a bit more, I guess it matters a bit more, but these 8-10, these last playing games, these 8 seed matchups are just like who wants to lose to the first seed, you know what I mean?
Facts.
But with that out of the way, I think we can get into the actual playoff matchups where we go. We already talked about the Bucks with the Damian Lillard thing. But if you guys have any more comments, we can get into that. If not, we can just start off with the 1-8 seed with the Mavericks going against the Thunder. Obviously, this could be the Memphis Grizzlies, but for me personally, I don't see it being a much of a difference. I think whether it's Grizzlies or the Mavs, I think the Thunder take care of them in 4 games, maybe 5, maybe, the Mavericks, AD has a beastie game and his size is too much for them. But I think this should be light work for the Oklahoma City Thunder, 4 or 5 games, whoever it is, personally.
No, I'm in agreement. It's OKC. It's like, what does it really say? Unless it's one of the top teams. Unless it's one of the top teams, I'm gonna always be confident in OKC in this situation. I don't think any of the teams really have enough to deal with them, and I don't think AD or John. Like I feel like the Grizzlies have a bigger chance. Anyone on the Grizzlies has a better chance of getting shut down than AD does. But it's not like I think AD would be enough to. Maybe, like I said, maybe he'll win a game, but I don't think he's enough to carry a series over a team that good.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, I think you guys are both wrong. I think AD takes them in 6, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the fact that no one on the Thunder can actually stop Anthony Davis. I mean, granted, you have Chet Holmgren and Hardenstein. Those guys aren't gonna do shit to Anthony 42. Davis. He could average 52. He's going to average 52. It's going to be like child's play, I promise you. No, but in all reality, I have the Thunder winning it in 4 or 5. Hopefully they drag it to 6 with just making them just keep squeezing them, bro. Just make them like tired and
Ooh.
shit. But other than that, yeah, I have the OKC Thunder beating them pretty confidently.
Yeah, I
Regardless
mean-
if it was the Grizzlies who match up a little bit better, but they still lose.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the Grizzlies just have more options. The team
Yeah.
the team's more well-rounded, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, ball is like
All right, OKC.
I don't even know why I said that.
Congrats. All right, let's move on. Let's just get the other 1-8 matchup out the way. Like we said, the honor to lose to the Cavs. I'm picking the Cavs. I don't even care who it is. I think
Cavs in 3.
Cavs in 4. 4. I don't think the Heat can take a game, and I don't think the Hawks can take a single game, like no matter what. I mean, I guess I would say for the Hawks, Trae Young could have like a berserk 50-point game. That's because he's done it to the Celtics before and stuff like that. But outside of that happening, I just don't see a world where it's even competitive.
Yeah, I think same thing as the other 1-8 one. I think they just lose in 4 or 5, maybe drag them on to like 6 games. Hopefully
I can't
get them
even
to
see
sweat a little
6,
bit.
bro. I can't even
Nah,
see
you
6.
don't-
I see 5 maybe.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't even know. I said no. Yeah, in 4 games is pretty much GG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking them in 3.
None really to like.
I think they're gonna win 3 games so badly that they're gonna be like, all right, man, this is not.
It's gonna forfeit the last one.
Yeah,
don't
it's
even
just
play.
forfeit the last one. They're not even gonna show up.
Mercy, please.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's gonna be a home game too. They're just gonna
stay in
boycott.
Miami. Y'all stay in Miami.
No one's gonna pull up.
You have the day off.
They're just gonna turn their stadium into a club. It's just everyone's gonna party and just celebrate. Yeah.
Up in the
All
club.
right. Now we get into the good matchups. I think the 1-8 obviously should be a mismatch. That's the reason it's a 1-8 matchup. But now, especially out west, this is where the matchups get spicy. And I want to start off. The man's not here to defend his team, but we're gonna get into it. The 2-seeded Rockets against the 7-seeded Warriors. This is a good matchup. I know a lot of people want to bag on the inexperience of the Houston Rockets, but this is not 2019. They have been a better team the entire year than the Golden State Warriors. So regardless of how you feel about the experience and the top-end talent of the Warriors, this should be a really close and good series. And I want to hear what you guys think about this.
I agree fully. I think the Rockets have been stellar this whole season, securing the number 2 spot, winning 52 games this year, being top contending teams in the whole NBA. I mean, their defense is insane. They have some rising stars in, Amen Thompson, Sengun. Even if you don't want to call Jalen Green a superstar, he could still drop 20.
Good
what
player,
I'm saying?
Good player.
Good player for all the things I say about him all the time. And the fact that the Warriors have had some inconsistencies this season, hoping for some main character Jimmy Butler moments, MC Jimmy Butler moments to save them. There's only so many times he's going to do that for you. And I mean, Steph, granted, he's going to give you what Steph's going to give you.
He'll have his games too, yeah.
But what needs to happen for the Warriors, and I'll say this now, is if the people like Pods, Kuminga, those guys, if they don't play like to their fullest strength, I think the Warriors lose. I really do.
When's the last time you seen the Warriors game?
Not recently.
That's crazy. You ain't watched the fucking Grizzlies game
I watched
2 days
highlights.
ago?
No,
damn,
but I'm only saying that. I'm not saying that to test your knowledge, but from as of like a week ago, Kuminga's been out of the rotation. DMP's coach decision.
It's coach. He's not hurt. He's actually just not playing.
No, it's coach decision.
Really? I thought he was hurt.
Swear to God, he's not hurt.
That's nasty work.
He's not hurt and he's not playing.
No, I know they start Moody now, and Moody's been really good for them, but I didn't know that.
But he doesn't get any, not a single minute. Like he's been out the rotation, like literally completely out of it. So I don't know. Nobody knows why.
I didn't know why. That's crazy.
Yeah, nobody knows why, bro. But like,
he hates him. It's got to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I mean, when he is on the court, there are some things he does that hasn't like changed, and we've talked about it when we like criticize him. It's just like his tunnel vision is really bad, and on a team like the Warriors, where it's about swing, let's get Curry the ball off all these fucking moving screens, all this shit we set. Like Kuminga for not passing the ball, like that just doesn't work in their system. You know what I mean? Like, so I can a little bit understand it, but to not play at all, like, is a little crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like. So that's why I wonder, like, how bad is it really, like, internally, if he's just not even getting minutes anymore? But
because they were playing fucking Gui Santos in that game against the Grizzlies over him, which I'm like, why?
Like, I swear to God, we can look up the box. Let's see if we can look up the box score.
Bro,
like his name is on there and everything.
Yeah.
Even I didn't watch all that game, but still not seeing him is actually not you telling me that's actually even more crazier than what I was.
No, like
say.
I didn't see him, and I was like, okay, like he's probably hurt or something like that. But I didn't know they were just not playing him because they, Kerr's hating on him. But
he's a talented young player. What the? There's something going on here.
he's not bad enough to where, in my opinion, he should be getting DMPs. You know what I mean? Like
Bro,
he does have some shit about him that could improve, but
facts.
Google
That's
doesn't
ridiculous.
show any DMPs. Okay, hold up.
let me see.
Google sucks.
Yeah, coach's decision DMP. I have it in front of me on ESPN. It says like what the reason is. That's crazy. Wow. I'm actually gonna
this comment. You want to pin this comment? He says you decline extension, so they're lowering his value so they can match whoever offers him a contract.
The thing is, like, I understand that logic, but it's like not playing him at all.
They're going for a chip. Like,
yeah, they're trying to win, so you got to play your best players at that point. You know what I mean? This isn't a regular season where you can nerf his stats and it's totally fine. It's just like you need a player, especially in a one-game elimination game. Like you lose this game, well, I mean, you got another chance, but it's like you're playing for your playoff lives in the play-in.
He didn't play the last regular season because the last regular season had the
Clippers. He didn't play that one either.
He didn't play against the Clippers either. Yeah, it's straight DMP. It's crazy. Like
I've been thinking
when I seen it. Yeah, when I seen it, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, and there's just no. I've seen it mentioned on like a couple shows, like here and there, but it's to be like a bigger topic. Like, why is this nigga just straight up not playing? Like,
no, I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Like, till you said it. Like, I knew he was not playing, but I didn't know the reason. I thought he was just probably hurt because it just.
No one knows the real reason. Everyone, even on the shows, they're just like he's seemingly out the rotation. Like, no one knows exactly what he did to get out the rotation. But
hold up, I got an article up here. It says, well, let me read it first. It says, Kerr shares blunt reason for Kuminga's reduced role. Mostly, I feel for JK because I like him. He's been there for 4 years. He's a talented guy. Sometimes things go in a different direction. I think what happened here is pretty obvious. I've talked about it. Jimmy Butler came in. When JK was out, we traded for Jimmy, and they played the same position.
Nah.
Dog, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard him say in my life.
They don't even play the same position either. Like, they can easily play.
They don't, like, even
they play small ball.
Even if they do, just...
They don't have the same game though. Like Kuminga's more of a cutter slap, and like not that Jimmy doesn't do that, but it's like Kuminga's role is not. He doesn't have the same skill set.
He's just capping. That's literally a cap statement. He doesn't even. Like Steve Kerr probably said that statement to a reporter and was lying through his teeth. He didn't even believe it. Even if they, like you said, even if they do play the same position, people play just, like on the floor the same position if they're good enough. Like Kuminga, like could play with Jimmy. Like they're not gonna kill each other. They're not gonna ruin each other's like game. Crazy. That's
I agree with that, but. Like especially you're having a guy like Gary Payton out there for so long. Like respect to Gary Payton, but it's like the knock on Kuminga.
He was cashing the other day.
No, I know, but usually he's not a shooter at all. Like
he doesn't make shots.
Leave him open. So it's like Kuminga. He's also not a great shooter, but he can give you some of the other stuff that Gary Payton can't do. So it's like I don't know. Maybe Steve Kerr just trusts Gary Payton because he's a vet and the defense is going to be consistent, but. I definitely think you're going to have to play him in this Rocket series, especially with their long athletes. Like, you got a lot of players to worry about. Atari Eason, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith. Like, that length is going to be important, especially for an undersized team.
I've just heard that Kerr has a really short leash for young players.
Well, we see that now. We saw it before, too, remember? It was until people talked about it. It was early on in the season when was it Moody who they weren't playing or Kuminga?
Yeah, Moody. I was banging the drum the entire season for them to play Moody.
Yeah,
and I remember you saying that, and then after we talked about it, after it got like spread around in like media when it was saying, I
think he started. They stole it from us.
Yeah,
they stole it from us.
They stole it from us. Facts. And then they said, Moody's upset about something and the minutes or whatever, and then Kerr started putting him in the rotation for like 20+ minutes. Like
they started winning. Like, their winning percentage with him as a starter.
Exactly. Yeah, but I remember it wasn't like that.
With him as a starter is crazy.
But it wasn't like that.
They're like 18-2 or something. I saw it.
Yeah, it's like it's damn near as big as the Jimmy one, but
he
became a starter a little bit after Jimmy, I think.
Yeah, but
like the record with him starting and with Jimmy starting is even better than like when Jimmy got there.
I guess if you look at it like that, when Kerr's looking at
he did something to James Wiseman. What did he do?
Who, Kerr or Kuminga?
Yeah,
who are you talking about?
I think he means Kerr.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean. I don't think Kerr likes the young guys, to be honest.
Maybe, but even if like they're doing good with the Moody and Butler starting thing, if Kuminga comes off the bench, he's a good spark plug offensive player. If Curry's out,
not a minute is crazy. That's what I'm saying. It has to be deeper than like hoops.
No, because it's like when Jimmy comes out, he can't come in even if it's 15 minutes. He can't play 10 minutes when Jimmy Butler sits. Like if the roles redundant, like Jimmy Butler's not playing 48 minutes.
Who's the guy you said
really
played?
Hassan was here. I really want to know.
Santos? What's his name?
Gui Santos.
There's no way that dude's playing over Kuminga. I can't believe this.
Hey, he had an and one though against the Grizzlies.
He could have 15 and ones in one game, bro. There's no way he's playing over Kuminga.
I'm finna make a Gui Santos muse.
Bro, I don't even know who he is.
Gui Santos fan club.
Gunnar Santos. Who is this guy?
Oh, he's just a young nigga on the Warriors. Isn't he a rookie? Undrafted or something? Or like late second?
I think I think his second year. I think he was there last year.
Undrafted second round rookie is crazy. Or second year guy is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And Kuminga just got the athletic tools over him too. So
yeah. Since I went on the insane stupid tangent with Jonathan Kuminga.
Same thing to Wiseman he's doing to Jonathan.
I'm not rolling. Wiseman's ass. Wiseman was ass. I'm not rolling.
Wiseman, I could tell was ass though.
Wiseman was
talent.
booty cheeks.
Kuminga's got like 40 inch.
Kuminga has potential.
Because
Wiseman had a chance, bro.
He never even showed anything on the Pistons, so it's
they needed Wiseman too. That's the thing. They picked Wiseman over LaMelo, which is crazy.
They could have used LaMelo too.
LaMelo's the perfect Golden State player too with the ball movement.
Who was disagreeing with us? Was it only Hassan? He's like, no, guys, LaMelo didn't fit on the Warriors. And
he said he wouldn't be like good on the Warriors or something.
Oh, he was tripping. He was so tripping.
He wouldn't be the same. I get what he meant. Like we said, Kerr has a short leash, but I don't know if you're just trying to stifle generational talent. If you're trying to stifle LaMelo.
There's I get Kerr has a short leash, but at the same time, like there's certain players where it's like you just can't even deny their talent at some point, you know.
It's just I get because he's not gonna be able to shoot those dumbass shots unless he's making them at the same clip as Curry, which he's not as efficient as Curry, but I mean he can still make dumbass shots. So.
I feel like maybe he wouldn't be the same, but that's not necessarily a bad thing in every aspect because if you go to a team like the Warriors,
been better developed.
Yeah, you play more winning basketball, so you develop the right habits in that case.
Yeah, that's also true. But yeah, I'm not rolling with the Wiseman to Jonathan comparison because Wiseman was just booty cheeks. He had chances to prove he's not booty cheeks on this team and other teams. Like on the Pistons, there's nobody there. Like if he was good, he would literally be the best player on the team.
Couldn't even beat out the backup.
He's not even. Yeah, literally, he's third string. Like you're not going nowhere.
All right, back to the series though. This matchup, the 2 and 7 seed. We talk about the Warriors. You know, personally, I do think that this is going to be a tough series because Amen Thompson on Steph Curry. The last matchup they played together, Steph Curry had 3 points. They double teamed him all game. And I expect him to do more of the same thing. I expect the Houston Rockets, Ime Udoka, one of the most elite coaches in the league, they're going to be like, yo, Draymond, Moody, if y'all want to play Kuminga out there, y'all going to have to beat us. We are not letting Steph Curry get off. Jimmy Butler, they're going to have a good defender on him, but they have enough bodies to throw on him where you can have a man on Steph, throw Dylan Brooks or the double team, and you still got Jabari Smith to guard Jimmy or Atari Eason to guard Jimmy Butler. So I think that's going to be an X factor. Sengun as well. We saw what Zach Edey was able or not able to do to them in that playing game. He was getting the looks he wanted.
The boards.
He was getting
the boards and the shots.
And he was getting dunks, free dunks. He just couldn't make them. But Sengun, with a little more skill, I expect him to make those bunnies in the series. So I don't think this is going to be easy by any means. But at the same time, I think Steph Curry is going to be too much. I think the Warriors are going to be a little too much. The veteran presence of a guy like Jimmy Butler is going to be the difference in crunch time, I think. And I think the half-court offense, when we get to the playoffs, is the X factor. These young teams like the Warriors and the Grizzlies, they're so good when you're running up and down the court. But when it comes to the half-court offense, it's like so many turnovers, so many bad plays because these guys just aren't as elite in a half-court. So I think this is going to be a close series, but I'm probably going to go Warriors in 7. I don't think that this is going to be a cakewalk at all. I could see the Rockets winning. Like if the Rockets win, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think that the Warriors just been the hotter team as of late, and I think that the half-court offense is going to be the big difference here. But I could see the Rockets winning, and I'm going to go 7 games for this one.
Since you have the Warriors in 7, I think I was going to give my reasons as to why I think the Rockets would beat them in 7 because.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I first think home court advantage does play a big factor into this. Rockets are going to have the home court advantage this series, which I think will be good for them, judging as they're a young team. It could factor more to like their headspace. They could lose the away games. Yeah, that's fine in Golden State because Golden State's a crazy arena, whatever. But the fact that they're going to have those home games on top of them is good. I know the first thing that someone's going to say is, oh, look, the Kings had the what's the home games. But I think the Rockets are way better defensive team and a better offensive team in their lineup. You don't have a guy like Sabonis who can't do much offensively. You have Sengun who's gonna.
Nah, don't disrespect Sabonis like that.
You know what I'm saying though. You know what I'm saying in the postseason. Though? In the postseason,
20 points. Like,
but hey, look what happened to them in the playoffs. He was like a negative. Anyway, they don't have a guy like that. They have Sengun, who's pretty much amazing at being a hub for his team, whether that's on the top of the post.
They got baby Sabonis.
yeah.
But in the playoffs, he might be better than Sabonis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see. It's his first time.
Also, yeah, it's his first time, which is
baby
true.
Jokic.
Baby
He
Jokic.
could be.
It seems scarier to think about.
He is 4-0 against Houston.
I think they have a couple people like Jalen Green who could explode in the playoffs. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, it's okay.
I'll say that he's also a big X factor in which Jalen Green shows up, because there's been times during the season where he's the Jalen Green that was drafted second overall, this potential superstar guard. Other times where it's like you're getting benched in the fourth quarter because you're such a liability. So it's like
other times it's like, nigga, your baby mama 40.
That's the third time.
You see what he posted today? He said, "Nobody talk about my baby moms. I'm deactivating for the playoffs."
His girl. He said his girl. That's his girl. He's not playing.
Yeah.
He's not playing by her.
I don't know. I think unless the Warriors put on a masterclass clinic, then I could see them winning in 7. But because they have home court, because I think the Rockets will shock the Warriors with their defense and how they're going to play. I get the point about the half-court offense, but I think a lot of times, even if it is playoffs, I think they are going to have a lot of – the tempo is going to be very fast this game going either way, I think, whether it's the Warriors or the Rockets. And I think it's going to favor the Rockets more because once Sengun gets the ball up in like either at half court or at top of the post or on the free throw line, I think they're going to make it go for the basket. So a lot of the time. So I think that is going to be tough to stop if you're the Warriors. And you only have Draymond Green to do that. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy Butler, granted.
Hey, my guys are here. I respect the take, but this ain't 2019. This ain't the same. I don't even know if there's not a single player from when they played in the postseason on this current Rockets team. So this is not even like you can't not use this against
Curry 4-0 in the postseason.
But it's like you play James Harden and Nene. You know what I mean? Like this, it's not the same team.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the Rockets pretty much almost beat the Warriors like that. Was it 5 years ago with KD? 6 years ago?
I mean, it's a different team. And I do think that the Warriors know that the history. So I think that is also going to play a factor a little bit in them, knowing that, okay, we're going to get them out of here. What do you think, Omari?
All right. So paid to be the tiebreaker.
You got to do it.
But in 7, I got the Warriors.
Okay.
That means Hassan also the Warriors.
You know my track, my consistency.
We don't get
I value that. I value that experience.
Facts.
I think I agree with Bez when it comes to half court offense matters so much more in the playoffs than just in regular season. So I think that is going to be a lot harder for them to consistently stop Curry the way they did and then consistently generate their offense. They have spells where they can't score. Not that badly, but they're not like the greatest scoring team on the planet. Their defense is what they really hang their hat on, but although defense does win championships, when you're going up against like a superstar like Steph Curry, and then now they've added Jimmy, I guess Kuminga's not playing no more, but I think that now that they've added Jimmy and they still got Draymond playing good defense, I don't think he's DPOY, but he's playing great defense. He's playing DPOY level defense right now. He just didn't do it for the whole year, but
Facts.
I think that with that, I think Curry is going to be able to continue to elevate. Like he hasn't shown any sign of slowing down, so there's not really a reason to believe that he's not going to show up for this series. I don't think he'll show up every single game. He doesn't always show up every single game, but when it comes down to a game 7, we saw what he did to the Kings. So I'm a young team like the Rockets. When it comes to game 7, those nerves are going to be there no matter what. So. I'd be surprised if they took it over the Warriors.
Yeah, if it gets to a game 7.
Yeah, that is true.
If it gets to a game 7, I just feel like it's going to be hard for Warriors to lose that home or away.
Honestly, if the Rockets win the series, it's not going to be in 7. Like, they're going to win 6 or something.
I agree. And the home court will be a big help for that. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the 2-7 here in the Eastern Conference. I think this is also another good matchup. I don't think that, it's as good as the 2-7 in the West, but I still like this one because the Magic, if any team that's been, towards the bottom of the East has given the Celtics problems, it's been the Magic. They're 2-1 against them in the regular season. And I know that doesn't really mean anything because it comes to the postseason, it's a whole different game. But, that still shows that they have some kind of recipe to be able to beat them. And, I think they're kind of like a mini version of the Celtics. They got 2 dynamic wings. They got a lot of good defensive guards on the team. I think the real issue is just going to come from the lack of offense from the Magic. I think they can compete with them defensively. I think they're on par, even without Jalen Suggs. Having Anthony Black come off the bench, Jonathan Isaac, guys like that can fill in. But it's like outside of KCP, you have no reliable shooters. It's just him, and he hasn't even had a good season. The Boston Celtics, you got Derek White, Drew Holiday, Sam Hauser, Payne Pritchard, you know what I mean? So I think that the difference is the offense, even though I do like the Magic, but I'm going to probably go Celtics in 5 here. I think the Magic can take one sneakily. If they have a good shooting game, they can compete with them, but I don't think they'll be able to pull it out in a 7-game series.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the Magic are a team that are going to fight to the end. So every game I think will be competitive, even though the Celtics, I have them in 5-2. I think all those games that we're going to watch are going to be like a close game. It's not going to be like Celtics by 20, Celtics by like 18. You know what I mean? I think they're going to be close. But I do think the sheer offensive power from the Celtics are gonna be the gap that's gonna be for the Magic. I mean, dude, I almost feel bad in a way for the Magic for them to be versing the Celtics, but like you said, they have given them the most problems for as far as the first round is gonna go. I think they're gonna test the Celtics. Celtics are already good. There's nothing I got to say about them, but they might drag it to 6. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know.
Is this comment? Can you put up this dude's comment? Is that facts?
No, he's capping. Well, Jalen Suggs is out, but Franz Wagner's playing.
Yeah. I was like, I would know if Franz is out. I knew Jalen Suggs.
No, Franz is playing.
Okay. I mean, still Franz plays. I mean, it's not gonna.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Ain't gonna change nothing too much. You know what I'm saying?
Any thoughts, Omari? You got a different answer?
Are you highlighting?
I was gonna go. I agree with you. I was gonna go Celtics in 5. I believe in the Magic in the game, but yeah, like I said, like you said. Sir, see, wrong team.
What's up?
Why are you putting the Magic?
No, actually, no. Yeah, no, actually, yeah.
I'm
fuck
a natural hater,
Magic in 5. Magic in 5. Let's go.
Magic in 5.
Magic in 5.
It's like fuck the Celtics without even realizing.
He was like, all right, the Magic.
He said you can get Jason Tatum, you can get Channing Tatum.
Channing Frye,
Magic in 5.
Yeah,
Magic in 5. That's crazy.
But nah, yeah, I'm going Celtics in 5. I think that I think that they are pretty matched up defensively, and I think that's why they do give them issues the way that they do. But come to the playoffs, if you can't score in the regular season,
it's gonna be even worse.
It's gonna be rough nights in the playoffs because offense gets way more stagnant, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just how it is.
Yeah, there's going to be some like 80 to 85 games in the playoffs. Like one of them is going to happen like that.
I think Paolo's going to be fine in these.
Nah, Pistons Knicks going to have some of those.
Bro said the other Wagner. Oh, the fucking third string center.
Nigga, Mo Wagner. Nigga ain't gonna fuck about no Watt Mo.
No. Now he's actually okay, but it's not going to change.
I know. He's not a fucking series changer.
he throws what's it called? He pushes the needle, bro. Don't worry.
They went from 5 games to 5 games.
Instead of 5, they lose 5.
Yeah, instead of 5. If he was there, they'd lose 5.
5.5 to 4.5. Imagine.
All right,
just change the line.
Now we get to the competitive series. I mean, I think some of these are going to be competitive, but the closer matchups. Let's start off with the 4-5 in the West. The Denver Nuggets and the Clippers. I think outside of the Lakers, for obvious reasons, this is probably my favorite matchup because I think this is really close. Could go both ways. And personally, I'm gonna go Clippers in 6 here. I think the Nuggets just don't have it. Big Zoo statistically is the best center at defending Nikola Jokic. He gives him statistically the most problems. And this was factoring in before he took this massive jump this season in defensive player, offensive player. I think him taking this big jump in improvement is going to be an even bigger problem for the Denver Nuggets. And then you got guys like James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, who, if you look at the Denver Nuggets, outside of Jokic and hoping Jamal Murray, goes off in his playoff form, they can't rely on anybody to get the offense going like that. With the way Kawhi's playing, the way James Harden's playing, the way Zubac is playing, the Clippers just have more depth to deal with. Like, Christian Braun is, he started, but Russell Westbrook off the bench are really all they got. The Clippers, you got Norman Powell, you got Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn as a lockdown defender. You know what I mean? They got so many more pieces, and I think that's going to be the difference. The only real question for the Clippers is, can Kawhi be healthy through the whole series? Because I think if he's playing the way he's been playing, I think the Clippers take this one. I think they remember what happened to them in the bubble, and I think they're going to make things right and beat the Nuggets here. The Nuggets are the most vulnerable they've ever been. New head coach, GM got fired, and I think they take this in 6.
I think so too. From what I've seen, and if Kawhi is going to be playing healthy this series, I do have the Clippers winning as well. I think the Nuggets they don't have a lot of answers for Kawhi and Harden. That duo is gonna need a lot of to stop them. Yeah, so Harden has been having an insane all NBA caliber season. Coupled with the fact that Kawhi is still Kawhi, like he can still get you like playoff Kawhi, and if he stays healthy, the Nuggets are not gonna have too many answers to this. Also, I know Zoo has taken a great leap in terms of offense and defense this year, which is gonna slow down Jokic. I'm not saying he's gonna stop Jokic by any means, but to slow Jokic down on an already crippled Nuggets, where their second best player is hoping to be Jamal Murray, like popping off again. It's kind of you kind of lost me, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to say there's 0-0-0 chance because Jokic is still that guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's 0 chance. I'm saying it's a low chance, but I have to side towards the Clippers this one.
I mean, the Nuggets could definitely win if Jokic, he's gonna do his thing, but if Jokic does his thing and then you get Jamal acting like he acts in the playoffs and you get MPJ hitting his shots there and they can win this series. It's not impossible, but I just think this season just feels different. The Nuggets the chemistry's not there. The play on the court hasn't been.
They fired their coach.
Yeah, they fired their coach. The guy who won them the championship.
Yeah, we talked about this last episode, but like he's gone, bro. This is gonna be so weird.
Yeah.
They're at a disadvantage.
I might go on 5 just because of that.
Oh shit.
That would be yeah. I mean, it could happen. But you got the Clippers winning though, Omari.
Yeah, I also have the Clippers winning. There's just been so much dysfunction on that team this year. Yeah. I was low on them in the beginning of the year just because of how thin their roster is now. They keep letting people walk. I don't know if they just don't want to pay people or the GM was obviously an issue. The GM was obviously an issue. I didn't think Mike was an issue, but apparently the report said that they were like Mike and the GM were butt heads a lot, and then instead of like picking sides, owner just fired them both.
I can't even get mad at that. It's just like y'all not on the same page. Y'all both could leave.
Yeah. So. But I think, in my opinion, most of the blame should have been on the GM because he did nothing besides get Westbrook to build his roster. Yeah. He drafted decently. You know what I mean? He's had decent young players, but those young
Mike
players
Malone won't play those players.
Yeah, it's true too. But it's because they're just not good enough to compete with what they had before. Like having Jeff Green, having KCP, having
Bruce Brown.
Like they all had vet players who played smart. You know what I mean? Just played their roles really well, and just they were all decent scorers at the end of the day. That's what their issue is now, is that they lost all those people, and Christian Brown is decent, Peyton Watson is good defensively, but they lost the bench scoring that they once had, pretty much. So, and Westbrook stinks. So, just had to add that in there.
He could be an X factor. He could have like 20, 10, and 10, bro.
He could be an X factor, but do we really expect him to?
Don't you guys remember that game?
He had a couple of games. Yeah, every year he has a couple of games.
Against the Suns, he was popping off with Kawhi. You guys forget that. He did that in the playoffs.
Yeah, but every year he has a couple of games, but it's
he's
also going to have some of the worst games you've ever seen in your life. So
what if that's
not even just have the worst game, but he'll make the worst decision at the end of the game that you ever seen in your life.
Well, miss it
like we've seen a couple of days ago.
Hey, the new coach doesn't allow him to play like late games anymore. They got Jalen Pickett out there. Their second round pick this year closes games.
But yeah, so shit like that is the reason that I'm really low on I was really low on the Rockets. The Nuggets ahead of all the firing and stuff. But now that they fired the coach and everything, I'm like, I don't see a way that they're gonna coach up their team to start hitting threes and play defense. You know what I mean?
Like Warriors.
They're bad shooting. They're bad at shooting this year, and they're bad at defense this year. And they're literally 4th seed because Jokic is just breathing.
I feel like MPJ and Aaron Gordon could have good games in the series. I feel like playoff basketball might be good for them. MPJ makes tough shots, and Aaron Gordon is just like what if he just does that shit again? He's like a Swiss Army knife. He gets your boards. He kicks out. he gets like
I
60,
believe in the starting
50
five,
points.
or
Hey,
starting
you could
four,
see
I
this. You
guess.
could say the same thing for the Clippers, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, 100%.
they got Norman Powell could pop off for them too.
100%, exactly. Like that dude could give you like 25, like easily.
So, and I think the Clippers have more options. Man. It's like
facts.
you don't have to rely on, even if Kawhi is a bad game, like we said, Norman Powell, Zubac, they can all step up and make the right plays and win the game. So,
And Harden's looking like I think it was really good that it's not that it's good that Kawhi's hurt, but I guess in terms of Harden, like Harden being the number one for so long, kind of got him back into shape of being like the main ball handler, always not just distributing but also getting his buckets. Because we've seen that in recent like years, last few seasons, like he even when he's the primary ball handler, he's more pass first these days than he is score first. But having Kawhi out for so long let him be a score first and a pass first. Like he not like obviously like exactly like he was in Houston, but he's the main number one, and he was that for a while. So now that so now that Kawhi's back and he's playing like he's playing, he didn't stop playing like that. You know what I mean? And he's still the point guard, so he still gets his buckets and still can defer to Kawhi when. And Kawhi's been everyone knows Kawhi plays great when he's healthy. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of if he's going to be healthy this entire playoff run. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be healthy this first series. Who knows when, you know what I mean? Shit gets later.
Series by series. Scary, we're going series by series.
You got to go series by series. See if he has any bad falls, you know, but
5 games in MCL tear. Oh, Kawhi.
Yeah. So I'll take, I mean, I agree with you. I'll take him in 6. I know that we're not,
knocked on wood.
We keep agreeing, but I think Hassan. But yeah,
Hassan's here?
I think you woke up.
I'm going to take him in 6.
Yeah, damn. I just woke up. Been a long week. Brother was tired. Join.
Tell him to join or tell him to tune into the podcast right now.
I told him to join. He said, "Can make clips of y'all predictions tomorrow." Bro, are you gonna join?
Yeah, like talk about your Warriors. They're about to be eliminated here soon. You got a small window here to talk about that. Let's move on to the 3-6 matchup in the East, the last one of the first round. I like this series too. I know there's been a lot of talk about this series, some chirping going back and forth between the teams. 3rd seeded Nick versus the 6th seeded Detroit Pistons.
Ooh,
this should be an exciting matchup because I do like Cade Cunningham. I think he might be the best player in the series. Honestly, I think he might be the best.
I think he is the best player in the series. You feel me?
Too.
Might be a hot take, but you know he is that guy. So I do think ultimately the Knicks end up taking this just due to their experience and overall team comp. The Pistons have been a great story this season, and I would love to see them advance. I think that'd be even better for them. But I think they got to take it one step at a time. They had such a huge jump going from like bottom feeders, worst team in the NBA to a locked in top 6 seed. I think the playoff experience for them is going to have some moments of shock. I can see guys like Isaiah Stewart not being able to control their temper, or maybe like some of their young players,
gonna do something.
like not be able to hit the shots in the right moment, just because it's like they're all young. You know what I mean? Like you got to go through the growing pains at some point. No one. I mean, maybe Cade is that good, but I don't think the team is good enough where they're just going to overcome all the adversity and just win their first playoff series, especially a team as good as the Knicks. I know Thibodeau is going to be locked in. I'm sure he's going to have everybody playing 48 minutes if he has to. So
that's so bad.
I think the Knicks are going to end up taking it one way or another. I do think it'll be a close series. I say it'll go to 6 games, but I think the Knicks just have more experience and overall a better coach team. So I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, I think I have the Knicks as well. Nothing short of like an amazing season for the Pistons, by all means. But I think when it comes down to the playoffs, like you said, Knicks are
sassy because a cat
dog. Rare. And then I think the Knicks are gonna take this because the Pistons have been on fire this whole season, which is a great thing. But I mean, that can only take you so much into playoff basketball. The Knicks have been in playoff basketball many times already. Now they have Cat, who has also playoff experience. Cat's been really amazing. So going off those things, even if Cade is the best player in the series, you still got to worry about Brunson and Cat, who are the 2nd and 3rd best players in the series. So, and their team is pretty like good. You know what I'm saying? As far as defenders go, is OG Anunoby playing? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I think he should.
OG's playing. Mikhal's also playing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He plays every game, brother.
Every Iron Man. Facts. That one I know.
What question is that?
True. And then coupled with those guys, I mean, you're not looking at a good and a good outcome for the Pistons. Well, that's going to happen. So
yeah, they got a lot of defenders they can throw at Cade, so that's going to make it tough for him. And
a lot of top tier defenders.
Cade is still prone to turning the ball over sometimes. So
True. And
I
in the
got
playoffs,
Knicks.
hey, they magnify those numbers. Not gonna lie.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I got
But I have
Knicks
the
in
Knicks in
5.
6.
Knicks in 5. Okay.
Yeah, I got Knicks in 5. I think that they'll. I know that the Pistons have been pretty good against the Knicks, but yeah, like you said, like playoff basketball gets a little different. The Pistons aren't. They're a young team. They have some vets, but I think that they still don't really have enough like
They got Tobias Harris.
complete firepower. Yeah, they don't have enough firepower to really deal with the like a high powered Knicks offense. You know what I mean? They still play hard. They still like have really good players in Brunson and Cat. They have a lot of defenders. So yeah, I believe in Cade. I think Cade will probably have a good series, but they do have a lot of people that they can throw at. Not only him, but also anybody else that decides they're gonna get hot today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have any other second bona fide bucket getter.
Jaden
I would say.
Ivey is still out, so he could have been a big help. He might come back if the Pistons make it past this round, but yeah, not having him also is going to suck.
Yeah, so I think that with just having Cade being like your main offense and then him creating for Duran, I don't think that's really going to be enough to propel you over games.
Dominance.
Over there, yeah. I think you might get one at home, but I think the Knicks will probably close it out in 5 back in MSG.
Yeah, I think Knicks take it.
Oh, it's
All
hard.
right. Now we can move on to our favorite series here. Lakers, 3-seeded Lakers taking on the 6-seeded Timberwolves.
Omari, say it. Say it, Omari.
I'm excited for this one. We already know. Give us a good one. Give us a good
Omari,
one.
give us the one we haven't heard in a while.
All right,
Give us a
let me
new
see.
one.
Let me see. It could be Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
It could be Edward Cullen from Twilight.
Okay.
It could be Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's Lakers in 5.
We'll take it. That was a good one.
Come on.
It could be Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
not
got
even-
the Lakers.
know.
I got the
It's not even
Lakers
Edwards.
taking this one. I do think. I don't think it'll be 5. I think we're gonna take it to 6 because I respect the Timberwolves. I think they will be a tough matchup in some aspects, but I do think ultimately this is the perfect matchup for the Lakers because the Timberwolves are the exact type of team we could take advantage of. You get Rudy out on the
Nice.
switch, it's just fried barbecue chicken. And the way
Easy
the
money.
Lakers are set up now, we're kind of our best lineup is that small ball lineup where we take Hayes out and we put in DFS and we kind of have
Of course.
DFS, Rui, LeBron, Luka, AR, and we kind of switch everything, trap everything, and then maybe leave somebody open. And I think we're probably going to dare somebody to beat us, whether it be a Nikhil Alexander Walker. We're going to leave Rudy. We're going to see if Rudy can do anything on the interior because I guarantee you JJ Redick is going to be like, okay, we're going to double team Anthony Edwards, going to blitz him. Once he gets that ball to the low post with Rudy Gobert, we're going to see if this dude got anything in his bag to do any type of post move. I guarantee you, if he cannot do that, he will be played off the court. JJ Redick will implement that game plan. And then at that point, if you trot Nas Reed out there as good as he is, he's not really like an interior big. So like that's not going to be as big of an issue. And I think Lakers, when you talk about the perimeter game, you got Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron. Like you're not going to be able to compete with the perimeter offense of this team. So I think if it comes down to that, which I think it will, I don't expect Rudy to all of a sudden start going off and turn into somebody he's not. So, and also on top of that, Julius Randle, we know that he could tend to be a black hole on offense as well. He's a known playoff dropper.
Number one playoff dropper.
You know, I'm going to give
He's
him a
actually probably
chance.
like one of the worst.
Yeah,
playoff
I'm
droppers in history.
chance because I don't think his skill set is like necessarily that bad of a playoff dropper, but at the same time, like, you know, the history is what it is. So I'm gonna go Lakers here in 6. I think the matchup is perfect. You play their best defensive player off the court, you blitz their best offensive player, and without Cat, they don't really have another who's their second go-to guy? They don't have one. So it's like you blitz Anthony Edwards and dare one of these guys to make a play off the dribble. I dare Jaden Daniels to get in his bag like that. So I think that Lakers could take advantage of it. I got them winning in 6.
I also, have the Lakers winning in 6 too. I mean, when you have like 3 offensive players the way that we have, I mean, yeah, like I know this is a cliche statement and it's already been said, but if you put your best defender on Luka, who's gonna guard Braun, and then you put your second best defender on Braun, and who's gonna guard AR, and at that point, the sheer offense is gonna like make him crumble, dude. Like there's only so many defenders you can put like and want doubles on like Luka on LeBron until Reeves has the ball, and Reeves is gonna have wide open shots. Reeves is gonna have wide open lays, or LeBron's gonna be cutting. And like you said, if we're gonna play Gobert off the court, Gobert's not in the paint. It's gonna be barbecue chicken in there too. So, I mean, there's just a lot of we have a lot of ways to beat the Timberwolves this series because of the way their roster is constructed, and I think we're gonna dog them, to be honest.
Yeah, and then even Jackson Hayes, like he's not a great big, but it's like if we need to go big, like he's a good enough lob threat. Like he finishes very well around the rim. If that's one thing he can do well is dunk the ball. So if they go big and we gotta have a center out there setting picks and catching lobs, we can do that as well. I know again Jackson Hayes isn't some beater, but if we can just do that enough to make them respect it, I think that'll open up the rest of our offense as well.
And the good thing for Hayes is too, like even though Hayes is like, okay, Hayes is Hayes, whatever. We all know this, but like Gobert, if Gobert's on the floor and he's gonna try and do anything offensively, I don't think he's gonna score on Hayes. Is that crazy to say that?
He'd probably not score on Luka. If we got
That's
Luka
what I'm saying, bro.
he probably won't even score on Luka, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying, though. So it's like even a body
catch the ball right under the basket. Like if we make him catch at the free throw line, and he has to actually make a post move to get a layup, I don't think he could do it.
I don't think so either. I 100% agree. So even like if we have Hayes out there for a long period of time and Gobert's out there, I still think we're gonna be at an advantage because Gobert offensively is just so bad, dude. He's just so bad. He just can't change. But yeah, Lakers in 5/6.
All right, so yeah, you already know I said I got Lakers in 5. I think that not only are they gonna keep abusing the Gobert matchup, Gobert is just in hell. He keeps running into Luka. Yeah, Rudy's gonna get played off the floor, like this dude 100%. Just said. But they also still continue to start Mike Conley, and I love Mike Conley.
That's true. I think so.
But
I think they
with
will
three demons on the perimeter, Mike Conley's gonna get played off the floor. We're gonna see a lot of Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
I won't say he'll get played off the floor, but he's not gonna be as effective for sure.
He's gonna get, but I'm telling you, he's gonna get switched under the head. If he's on the floor, he's gonna get switched under the head.
Yeah, no, you're right about that for sure.
Yeah, like Mike Conley, and they do it every time. They play the Wolves. They switch on Mike Conley because it's just like it's Mike Conley.
I didn't even that's two matchups in their starting lineup.
That's two bad matchups. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think they're that bad of a team in general, but just against matchup wise against us, like. Having a liability on the perimeter and then having that level of liability just as a player. I mean, I know we shit on Gobert a lot, but like in the playoffs, it's just showing that like he's not really. It's easy to play him off the floor. So
I mean, it's true. It's not even shitting on him. Like he's really good at certain things and really bad. Like he has really glaring holes in other aspects. Like,
yeah. So when it comes to playoff basketball with a coach as smart as JJ, I think that you know what I mean. He's gonna scheme to exploit all their weaknesses, you know what I mean? And that's obviously they have a coach who's going to try to offset that and mitigate that. But I think when you have glaring holes that bad and you don't have somebody to like counter our weaknesses, because our weakness is interior and I guess guard defense kind of, but it's like, you know what I mean? Besides Anthony Edwards, no one else, we're not afraid of anybody else. You need multiple guards to really torture us, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just don't see a way. And I think, like I said, I think they'll get one. I could see it going 6. I'm not going to give them no credit, but I think that they just have too many weaknesses right now to exploit, even with Ant having a better season.
Yeah, I think the matchup is the biggest thing. Like, the Lakers are far from a perfect team, especially like you said on the interior, but it's like when you have one guard to worry about and then you can blitz him and then you got to force a guy like Gobert to make a play on offense. Like it's just not going to end well. I think you don't want that to be your offense is running through Rudy Gobert.
That is facts.
Because they're going to do their best to deny Anthony Edwards as much as possible. And
I think every time he catches the ball, I think they're going to send a double team to him. And then what's going to happen is Rudy's going to flash to the top of the free throw line. He's going to dump it into him. And then JJ Redick's going to be like, all right, Luka's on Rudy or fucking Jackson Hayes or whatever. It's like from the free throw line extended, Rudy Gobert, can you make any type of post move to get to the basket? Because he's going to have the mismatch on whoever it is, whether it's Luka or LeBron. Like, he's going to be taller than everybody on the court. But it's like, do we trust him to make any type of offensive play? Like
0 footwork, 0 bag, 0 offensive skill set. I'm fine with Luka on him 100%.
He started hitting that turnaround jumper. It's going to get scary, though.
Bro, his turnaround, like, push floaters look so funny.
Shit. Remember he hit that shit against, who did he hit against the Nuggets?
Yeah,
the French step, the Euro step or some shit.
Nah, he fucking hit like a literally like a fucking fader, like a fadeaway jumper. And that's and said he knew he was gonna win. Like after he hit that, like
once Gobert hits that, you know he won.
Yeah.
If I see him hitting that shit, I'm gonna have to change my.
Well, you know
Imagine he
people do
started
that
hitting them
against
Jokic
us.
threes.
Remember Jokic?
He started
Like
hitting them Jokic
one-legged?
threes. Yeah. Nah, I shoot
Please,
myself.
can I not see that this playoffs? Thank you.
Gobert
against
should
the
try
Lakers.
shooting like this instead of like from here or whatever.
His
Maybe
body
he'll be
just
better.
doesn't look right when he does that.
Dude, he shoots like a fucking
I don't understand how
6'1"
you could be
guard.
so. Yeah, I don't understand how you could be so
But-
like uncoordinated just in general.
He just doesn't look smooth. Like, can no one teach his like he can't change it? He can't.
I don't
He's
know.
an athlete.
That's
you know
what I've
I mean?
always thought. I've always asked that question. Like, there's no way like Gobert can see somebody like Kevin Durant and then be like, why can't I
Dude.
train?
Or Wemby.
Look at his French teammate
Why
Wemby.
can't I train? Yeah, Wemby. Like, why can't I train to be good at this shit? You know what I mean? Like, I've never understood it. That's one of my biggest pet peeves of like in the entire NBA, like in just sports in general, like, but mostly basketball because you can work on anything. Like in basketball, you can literally work on anything.
Mhm.
So I'm like, if you like, I don't understand why you wouldn't like. Are you just not coordinated enough? You know what I mean? It gets to a point where you're just like you just can't do it.
And it's like
You know
I would
what I mean? Like I'm
understand
really
if
wondering.
I would understand if you had like any type of level of success with your jumper offense prior, and it's like, okay, well, changing it up now, it's like you're gonna have to go through a
Yeah.
down period. But it's like you've never been good at this shit, so it's like it doesn't even hurt to try to change it. It's not like you're gonna stop.
Yeah,
shooting
like do you just
threes
not put the
before.
reps in? Like I don't,
Bro,
I don't get it.
please,
I don't know.
please,
I
take
know
some
some people are
threes.
better than others, you know, just inherently, but like, god damn, like, you can't practice.
It's
Like
not.
you can't.
It's a
There's,
shot mechanic.
there's
too.
no amount of practice that's gonna get you a jumper. You know what I mean? Like none. Like
Leave the
no matter what
shooter,
you do,
like, on
you'll
standby,
never
bro.
get a jumper. Like that's crazy to me. You know?
It's not even. You can't even get like a fucking post hook. Like, that's the craziest part.
Okay, yeah, that too. But just in a general sense, like
Yeah, no, I get you.
people like, how do you just have no like you can't hit middies as a grown man?
Even his
Like,
layups,
you're
like,
a grown man.
Yo,
And you're in
top
the
1%
NBA.
athlete too. It's not like you have like
Yeah,
like you can shoot.
you're a grown man in the NBA. You can't hit a jumper. Like that's just crazy to me.
you can't
Yeah.
even do layups. Like well, it doesn't look clean. It looks like
Yeah.
like he's making them because he's tall. He's not making them because he knows how to make a layup.
Yeah, he
he's making them
falls
because his
into layups.
arms are at the rim.
Him and Zach Edey kind of got the same like clumsiness to them, like honestly. But
Disorganized,
Rudy Gobert's just better
disoriented,
defensively. Yeah.
clumsy.
Just like two left feet is what I call it.
2 left feet and 2 left hands and like 5 thumbs. Like, bro, they can't do like, bro, especially like Zach Eaton. Like, oh my god,
No, he really pissed me off with that game. I don't even want to talk about him. But
They
let's
could've been
move on to the
7th.
second round. We got these first round matchups. It's how our second round is looking now.
Where we
And
starting?
I'm
Where we
liking
starting?
these. I'm liking these. So let's kick it off with the 1-5 matchup in the West. Oklahoma City versus the LA Clippers. It's a Shea's get back for the team that traded him. What do we think is going to happen in this one?
I would prefer that the Clippers do advance, but man, oh shit.
I think this one is another series where it's like, is Kawhi going to be healthy 100%?
Oh yeah.
Because like if he's
Oh.
not, the Clippers have no chance, frankly. Honestly, if Kawhi's not healthy for this, it's zero chance. Like if Kawhi's not healthy for the
Sweet.
Nuggets series, I'm not saying that they're winning for sure, but it's like I could still see them winning that because Harden and Zubac could get it done. But like without Kawhi here, they have no chance. But
Let me tell you this. I think, and I'm not trying to gaslight. No, I'm not trying to say nothing I don't believe. I think if Kawhi does remain healthy and he's on top of it this series, I can see a possibility where the Clippers win in 7. I can see it. Want to know why? Because I think the Clippers' big three is not to be like, is not to be like looked at. What the fuck am I? What's the word? There's like a phrase. Anyway, their big
Overlooked.
three, yeah, is not to be overlooked. Also, I mean Norman Powell off the bench too. It's kind of tricky. It's hard because I just know SJ is gonna get his and J Dub obviously, but I mean, other than that, I think Kawhi and Harden can match their offense. To be honest, I really do. If they're there, and Zoo is gonna Zoo's gonna have like 20 and 14, 20 and 10. You know what I'm saying? He's probably gonna get that. So it just, I actually don't know. Oh man, I'm leaning towards
He's definitely gonna bully them inside, but
I want to lean towards the Clippers in 7, but I'm having a hard time saying. I'm gonna say Clippers in 7. Clippers in 7.
Ooh.
I'm saying it. I'm locking it in.
okay,
I'm
About you,
going.
Omari?
I'm going OKC in 6. You know, although I do believe a fully healthy Clippers is a really good team, and I also believe that it's kind of hard continuing through the finals when you don't have a real bona fide like second superstar or second like 25, 25 piece and up, you know what I mean? Like once you start going through what everybody can do when you get to the second round, you start to realize that every team has two people above. Like in the playoffs, will probably can get you above 25. You know what I mean? You usually have two, if not three, who are capable of getting you 25 plus a night. And although OKC, uh, Jalen Williams is he made All Star this year, but he's still like, you know, 20, 22. If he can elevate, I think they'll have an easier time. But I think that they're a better team as a whole, and that's the only reason I still take them over the Clippers. Is that I think they have some of the most depth in the entire league. They have really good shooting. They have really good defense. Like they're a top team in both metrics, and it's hard for those type of teams to lose. The experience could play a factor. So like I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the day if the Clippers won or at least pushes to 7. But just given the history of this season, I think that the OKC are still gonna do well enough to play good enough defense on the Clippers to to carve out a win probably in like 6 or so.
Yeah, I'm with you, Omari. I think the Thunder get it done in 6. I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers won. Looking at the season series here, the Thunder have won every single game, and again, that doesn't really mean anything. But I think the Thunder, like you said, just have the depth, the defense to compete with the Clippers, and like Isaiah Hartenstein. I know we don't really talk about him, but the addition of him on this team has been huge because he can kind of fill in that big man role. Like you don't need him to be a scorer because they got Shea, J-Dub, shooters off the bench like Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe. So Hartenstein is really that like glue connector, and as the big man, like as long as he does a good job defending Zubac, and then just makes the right play, which he does. He's a really good passer as a big man as well. I think that he'll be enough. They got one of the best, I think, if not one of the best defenses, the best defense in the league, especially on that perimeter. So they got a plethora of guys they could throw at Kawhi or James Harden. Lou Dort, he's going to be an All-NBA first-team defender. Caruso has been there. Cason Wallace doesn't really get talked about on this team, but he's a really good defender as well. So, like you said, Omari, they got a lot of bodies that they could put on these guys, and I think they've been good all year, so you got to give them the respect. And I think I'm going to take OKC in 6.
A few things I want to ask you guys. Do you guys think Shea's to be honest, he doesn't get a lot of foul calls. Do you think he's going to still keep getting like 9 or 10 free throws a game?
No.
You think it'll shrink?
Not that many. I'd say like 7 or 8.
I don't know, but he's going to proportionally it'll shrink with everyone, I guess. Yeah. So
but he'll probably get like 7 or 8. Like it's probably.
And then I was going to mention I was going to mention, like, I feel like we're talking about the defenders for the Thunder.
Got the best player in this series too.
They do, but I was going to say that I feel like the way Kawhi and Harden play, I know there's all NBA defenders, all NBA's defenders. I feel like they're still going to get their buckets. You get what I'm saying? So the main way I think they lose is if they lock down the other players. I think Harden and Kawhi are going to eat, like, regardless.
Well, I disagree. I don't even think – no one's getting locked down. Like, we talk about these star players, like, no one's getting locked down. Kawhi's not getting held to 5 points, right? Like, that's just ridiculous. But you throw – with these all-NBA defenders, like, Kawhi is not going to be able to get to a spot easily. Like, you're going to have to drain 18 seconds of the shot clock, and then Kawhi's going to have to take contested mid-range. Like, I'm going to live with that. Yeah, he may make it sometimes, and he may have a game where he just goes crazy and makes all these tough shots. But if I'm OKC, I'm living with him taking the most difficult long-range twos he can. And I think that at the end of the day, that's going to pay off for me because I think we're going to end up winning that way. If we continue to throw difficult defenders, make them take tough shots, we're going to win that way. Like I think, you're never going to stop a superstar. Like just like you're not going to stop Shea. It doesn't even matter who you throw at him. The Clippers aren't going to stop his ass. Yeah. So it's the same way. I think you got to stick to the principles. And if you stay doing what they've been doing all year and playing good defense, especially in the playoffs, like we talked about earlier, the half-court offense, the defense matters even more when it comes to the half-court offense because when you're able to get the defense set, like that's when the defense really shines. So I feel like that they're going to be able to lock them down and really, put a number on them.
I feel like the players going to have the most trouble from like the good players in these teams is going to be J-Dub. And that might be a bad thing for the Thunder if J-Dub is having problems because they're second best player. You know what I mean? If J-Dub is having trouble scoring on the Clippers and Harden, Kawhi, and Shea are all scoring, like, you know what I'm saying? Where are they going to get that scoring output from? From Chet? Because Zoo's going to match Chet probably. You feel me? So if J-Dub, I think he doesn't perform like how they need him to, like 22, 23, 24, whatever they need, I think it's going to be a problem if J-Dub doesn't perform. I think everyone else I mentioned is fine.
I mean, yeah, I think J-Dub, like, I mean, of course, if
He's crucial, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, if he doesn't show up, that's a problem. But it's like I do think that they have good role players. Like I said, Cason Wallace, not a guy who gets talked about, but he's been really good this year offensively too. He can shoot. Caruso, he's more of a defensive guy. But Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, those are both knockdown shooters. I don't know what Isaiah Joe is shooting, but he's always been like a 40% 3-point shooter. And like when you look at those role players, like they don't necessarily have to be able to get a bucket themselves. Like if Shea can create opportunities for him to kick it out, they just got to make shots. Like they don't have to necessarily go on some scoring heaters. If they're hitting 5 threes, you know what I mean? They're going to score 20 points. So I think that the role players are good enough to do that.
Yeah. I want to see that series. I'm going to like that series a lot.
All right. Next, let's talk about the Cavs and the Milwaukee Bucks series. Let's just assume for this, just the sake of news in recent days, that Dame will be back for this series. Ooh. So with that in mind, who you got in this one?
Omar, you want to go first? The Cavs versus Bucks with Dame involved.
It'll be a toughie. I don't know. I think the Cavs are like nearly the same to OKC. Like they're a bit of a deeper team. They're not as deep as OKC, but they've shown that they're one of the they were better than OKC for a decent portion, weren't they?
Also, we're not talking about Ben Simmons like he's worth anything. Yeah, Come on, this guy doesn't look at the rim.
Ben Simmons is zero.
He might get DMPs during the series. I'm not even joking. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see Ben Simmons not playing this Nugget series because he provides zero on offense.
Claw top tier defender. Claw is a top tier defender. If
the thing is though, I don't think Kawhi, like he's going to be guarded by the best player on like the best defender on we're talking about the Nuggets, I guess. So yeah, Claw can maybe lock up there, but in OKC, he can't guard their best player, which is Shea, and then also be guarded by Lu Dort. Like he does not have that much energy at fucking 36. So he's going to have to pick one or the other.
If this is 32-year-old Kawhi, ooh-wee.
Shit.
Different beast. He has fresh legs. Well, kind of fresh legs.
All right, back to Cavs Bucks.
Omar, did you give a thing, or you just said it was gonna be like tough to decide?
I'm still deciding. I think I would definitely. I said I was gonna go Cavs, but I think I'll say Cavs in. I'll go 6. They might push a 7, but I'll go 6. With Dame, you never know.
I'm gonna go Cavs in 7 too. I think, even with Dame back, you do never know. But the Bucks outside of Dame and Giannis are still. Team. Yeah, they're not as deep as the Cavs, and I think the Cavs are perfectly built to beat a team like the Bucks because we got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. You could literally just have those two on the interior, and it's like Giannis, good luck, make 10 jump shots this game. And even Lillard, even if Dame is back, I don't anticipate him coming off a blood clot type of injury that they're going to like overwork him or he's going to be 100%. You know what I mean? I don't think that'll be the case. So even Dame, I don't think will be his full potential. And because of that, I just think the Cavs got all the weapons on offense and on defense to really shut down Giannis. You put Evan Mobley on in primary, and then you got Jared Allen as the help. Like, he's not doing anything. You dare Bobby Portis and Gary Trent to beat you, which I don't think they can. And then on the offensive side, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, just a more well-rounded roster than the Bucks. So I got them in 7, I would say.
Yeah, I like the Cavs roster over the Bucks. I think whether or not this game goes to 7, it'll get decided in Game 7. So I will go with the Cavs, but I won't be. This one I actually won't be shocked if the Giannis and Dame close it out in 7, even though Dame is like not a 100% version of himself. I don't know. Like, I don't want to judge the Cavs off last year. I mean, yeah, this year they're fantastic, 100%, right? Like amazing. It's just I can't forget the last year playoffs that they had against when the
lights were too bright.
Yeah, that was the quote I was remembering. When the lights were too bright and Donovan was the only good player. So I mean, I know they're better this year, but it's just I have a hard time saying it out loud, and I want to give it to the Bucks, like Giannis. But I mean, the Cavs are a deeper team. They're a better team. They're a more well-rounded team. And like Bez said as well, if you want Bobby Portis, Gary Trent Jr. to beat you, good luck. Like go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like have at it. Go try. So I will. I
actually feel what you're saying in terms of like the Cavs, but I think the Bucks don't like move me either too much this season. You know what I mean? Like if it was, we'll get into the team soon. Like the other team on the Eastern Conference, that's a good point. But the Bucks themselves have had like a really, really underwhelming season outside of Giannis.
I'll say this, and I think a lot of people share the statement too, where there's only so much I can give Giannis leeway. Like, oh, Giannis can do this and by himself. Giannis can carry. This is a series where I don't think he's gonna will his team by himself. You're gonna need big games from Dame. You're gonna need big games. I mean, Bobby has to play out of his mind already.
Dude,
good luck with that.
Dude, one of these role players, like you did not trade for Kyle Kuzma. He cannot give you 0 good playoff games. Like if he does that, like,
oh my God,
I mean, you have no chance.
If Kuzma like has any shitter games and they're gonna be magnified in this game, it's cooked, bro. Everyone's gonna roast your team. You guys made a what I'm saying, horrible trade.
I wouldn't even say he can't have shitter games, but he can't not have a good game. Is all. Like he could have 2 shitter games, but then you got to have a 28-point game to like change the tide on that, like even it out. You can't have not one really good game.
On paper, who's their third best player? Bobby or Kuzma?
Probably Bobby Portis.
Okay,
honestly.
and is Kuzma fourth, or is they got Kuzma? Not Kuzma yet.
Who else they got? Let me think. No, I would take Brook Lopez. Like in terms of how important, I'm thinking Brook Lopez is more important.
You be hating.
So is Kuzma 5. So is Kuzma 5.
You might be right. Actually, you might be right.
I mean, Kuzma could be better than Brook, but I feel like what Brook does for them with the spacing and
Brook just randomly has good games too. Like he'll just randomly have 20.
Yeah, like a 6-block game.
He had like 20, 10, 3 blocks.
6 blocks,
just because.
20 points.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, like so you never know with him. Kuzma is kind of just like consistently mid. He'll have a decent game. He'll have his good games here and there, but he'll be mid.
You know what he needs to do? I'll tell you what he needs to do. This is perfect. He needs to get his groove against the Pacers. He needs to like lock in, get going,
Facts.
so they're ready for
Dame.
the Cavs. That'll be their best chance against the Cavs. If Kuzma's like averaging 24 with Dame playing,
if he just
23,
24 is kind of crazy, but if he averages 20,
but if Dame doesn't play, he has to score more. If Dame doesn't play, he has to score more.
Oh, you mean the Pacers?
Yeah. So he can ramp up against the Pacers and then hopefully carry over some of that like confidence and charisma to the Cavs game, which they're gonna need because I don't think Giannis is gonna will his team to that one.
Yeah, that's too much of
an
ask.
Probably gonna average.
That is too much of an ask. Low key, I'm asking for like a miracle. Yeah. So Kuzma, never mind. I take it all back.
Against the Cavs, it would have to be like Giannis 32, Dame 25,
Giannis 55, 20, and 10.
Kuzma would literally have to average like 20, or like somebody else would have to average 20.
Or both Giannis and Dame got to average 30, like both of them.
Yeah.
Like
LeBron and Kyrie type shit.
Crazy. Yeah, like
only to beat the first seeded Cavs.
When Giannis hits the bench, the Bucks are
so bad. It's gonna be so bad when Giannis is.
He cannot sit in and the thing is like he's not the type of player that can play 48 minutes because his play style is like I'm gonna go hard every time I'm on the court, but then I'm gonna have to be benched to like regain the energy. So he's only going to play like 30. He's only been that guy that plays like 32, 34 minutes. So those stints, especially without Dame, is going to be ugly.
I remember when I saw Giannis's minutes played per game, like stat, I was so shocked. I was like, dude, this dude's playing 32 minutes a game. Are you kidding me?
It's just his play style.
And he's averaging like 33 or 32 or some shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Zion, same thing. Like he only plays 30 minutes, but it's like he goes so fucking hard in those 30 minutes that it's like that's just how he plays.
I don't know. I kind of like that, to be honest.
That's how it is. All right.
Man.
Let's go to the other Eastern Conference matchup here.
The
3-seeded Knicks versus the 2-seeded Celtics. Me personally, respect to the Knicks, but I don't think they can hang with the Celtics. I think the Celtics is just like a souped-up version of the Knicks. You got two really good defensive wings, but also on the Celtics, those wings are like two of the best offensive players in the league. It's not Mikal and OG. Then you look at the big man. It's like, okay, you got Cat, who's really good offensively, and respect him. He's definitely the best big in the series. But you got Porzingis and Al Horford on the Celtics side, which is like both of them probably cancel out. And then the depth of the team obviously goes to the Celtics. They're the defending champs. They got Drew Holiday and Derek White, who are literally two of the greatest role players in the league. So much so that you got other coaches asking people to play like them. And I don't know if y'all remember, but I remember – D'Lo was saying, I'm trying to play like Derek White when the season started too.
I remember that.
These are two of the greatest.
Sometimes you just got it or you don't. He would have to put on muscle. If D'Lo would have gained weight and got faster, like laterally, maybe. You know what I mean?
But he's not that player.
With your frame,
he's not that player at all.
Yeah. Like with your frame, I'm just saying, like if he really was trying to, you know what I mean? It would have showed up physically, like you know what I mean. But with that frame, you're not gonna be Derek White. Like Derek White still has muscle on him and strength to him. You know what I mean? And he's 6'5", so he's bigger than him.
Yeah.
So
Man,
So,
this
but
one
yeah,
I feel like
Celtics take this one, and I'm gonna say 6. I want to say 5 because I think it's gonna be a low key work by the Celtics, but I'll give the Knicks 6 out of respect.
bro, Bez, you just said like an Avengers Thanos lineup for like the Celtics right now. It's kind of crazy. I like the Glaze though; they deserve it. No, I actually also have the Celtics in like 5 or 6. I think they could get it done. I mean, talking about the Celtics in the East is like it's just
I think
too easy.
I think the Celtics do, like, respect to the Knicks, like they're a decent team, but I don't know if maybe when it comes to playoff times we'll have to see. I think the first round series they can establish momentum to take into the Celtics series, but I also don't anticipate that first round series being easy for them. So I think they're going to come into the Celtics series. The Celtics, they might sweep the Magic. They might be chilling at home, waiting, resting, while the Celtics might have a bloodbath against the Pistons. Exactly. And I already think that the Celtics have a clear edge over them. So that's why I'm saying 5 potentially.
Dog, it's so like I'm looking like Celtics are the best team. I fully think this, but then like I think there's a difference between them and the Cavs when I'm talking about Celtics and Cavs. I think the Celtics like later on, but the Celtics against like the team like the Knicks, like even though they're third seed on like the East, I think it's just a vastly different ballgame we're talking about here. As far as like players, and the way Thibodeau plays, bro, he just be playing people for 48 minutes.
Mikhail was like, come on, nigga.
Mazzulla times out all of his people perfectly. You got Payne Pritchard, you got Hauser in there, you got Horford, you got everybody like coming in at the perfect time. So I think it's going to be an outcoach game. They're going to be outplayed. They're going to everything's just going to not go the Knicks way. You know what I mean? Shit, they might even get swept. I don't even know.
Hey,
I don't even know.
And an underrated aspect of this is the travel time is going to be so short because Boston and New York are right there. So it's like you going on the road, but it's like an 45-minute. I don't know how long the flight is.
The Knicks will probably have a lot of Knicks fans in there though.
In Boston,
but the fans are not going to carry the skill gap between the Celtics.
No, of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying in terms of.
The Knicks fans are going to be there. The Knicks fans are definitely going to be there.
And for whatever reason, like especially in the playoffs, like opposing teams just love going off at MSG. So this like the home court isn't even as much of a home court as you think. I think. I
feel like it's a neutral territory.
No, like the fans show out, but like the opponents also know, like, oh, I'm gonna show out too. You know what I mean? And the fans will cheer. Yeah. Dude, I was like when Steph was in there dropping 60, like the fans started cheering for him too.
It's the same thing. Yeah, MSG has like the Lakers effect. Even though the Lakers, I feel like have it. The Lakers take it with them, but MSG has that effect. You know what I mean? Like playing at
everybody
MSG,
everybody want to be a superstar against the Lakers.
Yeah, they say that a lot of times. Like when you play in the big market team. I think I was watching Rory and Maul podcast. Danny Green was on it, but he was saying that like it's one thing to play against the big teams, like you want to go and kill them, but then when you're on it, no. He was saying that like when you're not on the big teams and you go to LA, you go to New York, and you see all the stars, like you don't usually see the stars in San Antonio, and you don't usually see the finest movie you ever made in your life. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of times, like playing against these people, like you want to ball out, and then like being on the Lakers or being on the Knicks, like people, you have to be ready for people to always give you like their best game possible.
Yeah, we see that with the Lakers. Like JJ Redick came out with the stat, whatever, like the 80% of players.
The highest availability against
the
Lakers.
Thing. Yeah. So, and then the MSG, like I feel like so many NBA players have their career highs at MSG.
Stage,
So, yeah, I think we all got. Well, you got Celtics as well, Omari. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I'll take him in.
So Jaylen Brown's gonna drop 70 on him, right? Is that what you're saying?
I might go 5.
Yeah, I was thinking 5 too, man.
Yeah, I think it's 4 or 5 in my opinion. I think it's gonna be light work. I feel bad.
4 is crazy. If they get swept, that's just embarrassing.
They could, bro. This is Celtics. Like you said it. They can sweep the Magic. They're gonna be chilling, eating popcorn at home. They're gonna come play the Knicks, and they're gonna beat them. I feel it, bro.
Isaiah Stewart's gonna give like half their team a black eye, and then they're just gonna have to beat the Celtics next. Like, good luck.
No, Mikal just dies.
Yeah, if anyone can make Mikal miss a game, it's Isaiah Stewart.
Breaks his leg. Oh, you're not gonna play, buddy.
He's the one who do it. Nah, that's crazy. He'd literally be cursed.
All right.
Oh, where's Hassan?
Last but not least, it's time to pack up the Golden State Warriors. We already know.
You had your fun.
It's gonna be the 3-seeded Lakers versus the 7-seeded Warriors. Now,
Omari, put that down, bro. Omari, come on.
Hey, before I get to the hating on the Warriors because they deserve it, I'm gonna give them some respect. I do think out of most of the teams in the West, this is one of the matchups where the Warriors can actually match up well with us because they can go small ball as well. So that's like the Lakers' big thing right now, small ball lineup. That's what we excel at with Doe and Rui and LeBron. The Warriors can match that with Draymond. However, I think we just have at that point when you go small ball, I feel like we have the better perimeter players. Now, Jimmy Butler, we gonna see with him because if he goes berserk, that could change things up. But I don't anticipate him having 2 consecutive series in a row. If they beat the Rockets, I think it's because Jimmy's gonna have a good series, and I think that the buck stops here with the Lakers. I think we're gonna have enough for him. I think coaching Steve Kerr, he's a championship level coach. I don't want to like get that twisted, but we even talked about earlier with the Jonathan Kuminga stuff. We talked about with the young players, his hesitancy on that. I think there's some stuff that can be said about Steve Kerr that is valid criticism of his coaching style, and that like some of the stuff was covered up by the fact that he's had some of the most legendary teams ever. And again, I don't think he's a bad coach, but especially lately when a team is not so superhuman super team, like we've seen some stuff go, the wrong way for him. And I think that's going to be something we could take advantage of as the Lakers. So I'm going to go Lakers in 6 here. I think we did it to them with AD, and now I feel like AD in that series wasn't even like the full version of AD giving us everything every single game. So with Luka, I think that's only going to get worse because the perimeter is going to be even more stressed out. And you got Draymond Green, you got Jimmy, but I don't think any of those guys on the perimeter, and you probably want Draymond to be in the paint more so than anything, but they don't have like a lockdown perimeter guy. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to be just fine with that aspect, and I got us taking it in 6.
Omari, listen to this. Listen. They got.
Let me hear it.
Okay. It don't matter if you got Jimmy Butler.
Whew.
I'm going to go hire me a Butler.
Ooh.
Okay.
The Warriors are going to fall like cookie. Fuck, I said it wrong. God damn, I said the wrong one.
Damn.
I'm out of here. Bro, hold on. I'm out.
It's a wrap. Sorry, start over.
All right, Steph Curry, McCurry, Del Curry, Lakers in 5. I'm kidding. I had to use when I was already on the board anyway. No, Bez said it pretty much word for word, bar for bar. I think the Lakers are gonna win in 7. I think it is gonna be if Jimmy pulls up to play, this series is going to 7. I actually believe that. But if Jimmy finally his main character syndrome is tapped out, I think the Lakers are gonna win in like 5 or 6. I think we're gonna have good like schemes to combat the Warriors, like get Curry the ball, all these off-ball screens. I think we're gonna do good with that.
Last time we played them in a regular season, Podziemski had a fucking career game. That shit is not happening for a 7-game series. Also,
Podziemski's gonna have to average what 28 to beat us.
He's gonna have to have multiple games like he had, like making hella threes. You know what I mean? Like crazy shots. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was gonna say is. The one thing I was going to say, this series is close to me, and I think it's going to come down to the role players. But like I said, with Steve Kerr, if you're not even playing a guy like Kuminga, then I don't have to worry about another role player going off. If you go get Gui Santos in there, yeah. I'm definitely not worried about him. So
he's killing us, giving us 30.
Oh, hell no.
I hope that never happens. But
I would break down.
I will break down. I think trying to stop our big 3 is going to be very hard for them. Trying to double whoever you want to double, whether that's Reeves, LeBron, or Luka. I think Luka's gonna feast in the playoffs against the Warriors. I think LeBron's gonna feast in the playoffs against the Warriors. And if you're worried about those guys, that means Reeves is gonna feast in the playoffs. So I just think we're gonna be overwhelming for them. Curry might get his, but who knows if Vando or whoever we're gonna put on him. I don't know. Is Vando gonna play a lot? Bez, do you think?
I mean, he's always going to get like 10, 15 minutes because of his defensive capability.
He'll be in the playoff rotation.
He's just capped out because of his offense. Yeah. Like he's still going to play. It's just how much,
10, 15 minutes of hopefully containing Curry is going to be amazing. Or whoever, Butler or Curry, whoever's popping off. So it's going to be good. So like Beth said, Paul's has to average 30 for him to have a chance of beating us. And that's not going to happen in the playoffs. If it does, bro, I was about to say something. Never mind.
No, let me add on to this too. And like last time we played him in the playoffs, they had a guy like Andrew Wiggins. As Jimmy Butler is better than him, I'm not going to sit here and deny it. But Andrew Wiggins knows his role and plays it well. Like he's never going to complain about having to guard Luka or at the time Austin Reeves or LeBron James. Now you're asking Jimmy Butler to not only be that guy on offense, but he's going to have to take that quote unquote Andrew Wiggins' role, especially you're not playing Jonathan Kuminga. You don't got another wing out there on defense. Jimmy Butler's going to have to be the wing that's locking up. Like, you're not going to – I mean, maybe Moses Moody, but it's like Gabe said, you got Austin Reeves, you got LeBron and Luka. You can't just have Moses Moody on one of them. You're going to have – Jimmy Butler's going to have to sit in that chair and play defense. And it's going to be see if his body can hold up his old ass, but – we're going to see. He's definitely going to have to be out there guarding, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to do it for a whole 7-game series.
Mm-hmm. I cannot wait for that series, and I feel like it's going to happen. So, ooh, baby, I cannot wait for that series.
Who knows? Maybe the Rockets pack them up before we do, and we don't even have to worry about it.
I'm scared of the Rockets, bro. Fuck.
I mean, I'd rather play the Rockets than the Warriors.
Yeah, I'd rather play them too, but the Rockets scare me too.
No, the Rockets are definitely tough as well. I think they're more of a team that is not going to give up. So
they're tougher for different reasons, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
not for the reasons the Warriors are tough too.
Okay, so here we got our conference finals. We got OKC Thunder matching up against the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. If this were the conference finals, I think this would be very exciting. Let's start off out east first because I'm very intrigued by this matchup. The Boston Celtics taking on the Cavs. I think everyone and their mama expects this matchup to happen. So fucking probably this will never happen because we're always getting shit wrong. But
yeah,
hopefully this does happen. And if this were the case, who you guys got in how many games?
Bro, man, fuck.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go first.
I'm going Celtics in 6.
That's a good one. I might have to follow that too. I think
I'm
Celtics
agree
in
with
6
y'all.
is pretty good.
I think they're just too. They're bona fide. I know that the Cavs have a better record, but
OP.
the way they're built, and especially when it comes to playoffs, they're just like it's pretty much just too much to really compete with unless you have generational talent on your team. So, yeah, I guess that means we all consensus. But yeah. So I think that no hate to the Cavs and what they've done this year and how good they are, but unless Donovan puts up like a legendary playoff run,
Jordan type run, bro. Jordan type run is the only way they're gonna go through.
35 plus, and then the rest of the team is also firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I don't really see them overcoming that.
You gotta have Mobley giving you like 25, 10, and like 6. You gotta have Darius Garland giving you like 20 and like 10 type shit.
Yeah, like you gotta have like some crazy shit going on. You gotta have like a historic Cavs run.
I seen Holiday shut down Kyrie and Luka. I know we can do it to Mitchell and Garland. I mean, hey, that's what Holiday's for. That's what Derek White is for. That's literally the whole game plan. I mean, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are no slouches on defense either, So if they're even on Donovan and Garland, it's not going to be easy for them to score too. So I just think, man, and Garland, like go to the flip side, Garland and Mitchell are not the best defenders. You know what I'm saying? So people like Derek White and Drew, I've seen Drew Holiday score on small guards. I've seen it with my own eyes. He could bully him. He can shoot over him. He could do all this type of shit. So I mean, there's just not really much like answers that the Cavs have to the Celtics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think you're muted, Bez.
I agree. I think they'll have good. It'll be a decent series, but yeah, I don't see them winning more than 2 games at least.
Yeah, what I was saying is I think the Cavs' biggest weakness, they did a good job of addressing it this season, was their wing depth. They did get DeAndre Hunter, who's going to help them, but at the same time, you're playing against a team with 2 of the most elite wings, if not the 2 elite wings in the league. So it's just going to be tough because who's going to be guarding them? You have good interior defense, and that's going to help with the drives, but the Celtics shoot the most threes in the NBA for the last 2-3 seasons. So you're going to have to deal with their perimeter offense, and that's like the weakest part about their game. You got small guys like Donovan Mitchell, Garland, and DeAndre Hunter's a good player, but it's like he's the only guy that has to stop those 2 guys. Like, good luck. And then you gotta worry about Derek White hitting threes, Drew Holiday hitting threes. So
exactly
the style of play I think is very like contradictory to what the Cavs want to do. This is why I feel very comfortable with the Cavs being the Bucks, but not the Celtics, because the style of play is just like the way they handle them is different. And yeah, I think the Cavs, even as much as they've improved this season, I think the Celtics winning the championship last year and still looking like they're the top dog, you know what I mean? Like they haven't slowed up a little bit. Like it's just going to be tough for them to kind of catch up to them, in my opinion. So I got the Celtics in 6 here. Honestly, not that I would be surprised if the Cavs win, but I think it would be disappointing, I should say, for the Celtics to not get to the back to the finals this season. Like, I think looking at this playoff bracket and who they have to play up until the conference finals, like that's their hardest challenge, and that should at minimum go, to 7 for the Celtics. Like, they cannot lose in less than 7. Anything less than that, if they don't make it to the finals or at worst losing 7 in the conference, like, it's a disappointing season for them, in my opinion.
I agree as well. Like talking about like Garland and Drew, not Garland, Drew, White and Drew. It's crazy that they're like the best damn near wing defenders, but they're also very competent like offensive players as well. So it's like their team, like the Celtics, are just severely overpowered, man. All their players can do it all. They're well sized. Like, it's just, what is their weakness, bro? Hopefully they miss. Like, hopefully they shoot 20%. Like,
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's their thing is they play badly. Hope they play bad.
Yeah, you got to stop their 3-point, like, because the only way to stop them is to hope they miss a bunch of threes or to make them miss a bunch of threes if you're good enough defensively. But if you can't make them miss their threes, they're gonna take enough threes to the point where, like, even if they're not hitting 40%, 33% is enough to where they're gonna play good enough defense. They're gonna be able to get enough points on the paint where even if they're missing, they're gonna shoot enough threes to where 33% is gonna be good enough to win every game.
Yeah, shooting like 83s a game, going 33%, right?
Hey, that's how they do it.
I know, man.
And then out west, we got the number 1 seed Thunder versus the 3 seed Lakers. And you know what? I'm going to be honest here. Let me say this before I preface who I'm picking to win. I think whoever wins the Lakers or Warriors series is going to make it to the finals. I think if the Warriors beat us, they're going to beat the Thunder. And I also think if the Lakers win, I think we're going to beat the Thunder. All respect to the Thunder. They're having a great season. But I think some of the concerns we brought up in the past arguments is going to really come to fruition here.
Yeah.
Again, the Thunder aren't like we talked about earlier. The way to take advantage of the Lakers is in the interior. And the Thunder, although they have solid bigs, they're not offensively capable like some of the other players we've seen around the league, like a Nikola Jokic or even Anthony Davis on the Mavericks. So I think the Lakers can take this one. I think the hardest thing is going to be the perimeter defense because the Thunder have the best perimeter defenders to be able to stop the guys like Luka and LeBron and Austin Reeves. So that's really going to be the X factor. But also, I think those perimeter guys are going to have to make shots because I have full confidence that a guy like Lou Dort is going to give Luka problems. Like, he's just one of those defenders where he's going to be hyper aggressive. He's going to be like getting up into you. He might pick up some fouls on purpose just to let you know that, yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to be able to make shots on offensive side, it's going to cancel out. Because I know JJ loves to leave one of the guys open. He loves to leave the worst starter open and make them beat us. And that's probably going to be a Lou Dort. And we're going to see if he's able to beat us. And I just don't think that is going to be enough. I don't think that's going to be enough offense to beat the Lakers here. So I'm going to say this one goes to 7 because I got to respect the Thunder. I think they have the personnel to keep up with us. And I don't think our interior presence is good enough quite to match theirs. Like, if we had Hartenstein, I think this would be a lot clearer. But I do think that the Thunder will make it go to 7. But ultimately, I got the Lakers' experience and overall offensive firepower winning out in 7.
I agree. I think our star power is what's really driving it home for us. I mean, we can try to contain. I mean, like Shea, he's gonna get his like 30, whatever. But everyone else, we have to keep everyone else on absolute lockdown. If we keep everyone else on lockdown, J-Dub, Chet, Dort, Caruso, like all these guys that have a chance of beating us, if they pop off, if one of them do good, we lose. But if we can contain all those guys, I think we do beat them in 7. I really do. Man, I really see LeBron, Luka, and Reeves carrying like this whole team to the finals. I really do. I know I said that every round. I just think the best chance that a team has is the Thunder, and even then, I still don't think it's gonna be like. It's going to be like tough. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the Lakers are still going to get there. It's like the big 3. And I think that's going to be enough to like overpower them.
All right. So you already know where I'm going. I'm going Lakers in 6.
Okay.
The reason why I'm a little bit, I'm not even that I'm low on OKC, but aside from the experience, the star power, OKC hasn't been good against good teams, especially in the West. They're like 500 against, I think, the top 5 seeds besides the Clippers. Top 4 seeds, they're like 0 and 12, or like they're like 12 and 12 or something like that.
Oh,
They're like 500 against the top.
Crazy.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
0 and 12.
crazy, yeah.
We're winning.
12 and they're like 12 and 12. Not for real, nigga, it's sweet. No, but they're like 12 and 12. So they've been really good against the rest of the league.
I didn't know that. It's actually a good stat.
Yeah, like let me see. It's like 4.
Is that
I'm
top
pretty sure
5
it's 4
teams in the league or like top 5 in the West?
I'm assuming
I think
the West.
it's in the West.
Okay, but that's good.
And Lakers, that's part of Lakers. Lakers is part of that though. Like
Yeah.
uh,
What was our
and so,
series?
yeah,
like,
I'm
in the
like,
regular
they've-
season? 2-1.
I'll
I
look
think
this up right
2
now.
either 2-1 or 2-2.
I think we played 3 times and we beat them. I
Only
remember that
3?
was winning twice, right?
If we only played them 3 times, they were 2-1.
I remember us beating them really good. Like,
They beat
like
it.
twice.
They beat us twice, but the one time we
Uh,
played, we had D'Angelo Russell, so I don't count that.
Oh, so I take that's null and voided. So it's 1-1.
Yeah, so it's 1-1 with this team, and it was on the second game.
Let me see
Yeah,
the
that one
second
didn't
game
count
if
either.
we had.
So we really want to know. We really want to know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We didn't have.
We won the first game, the one that mattered. But
Or really want to know because this team
Yeah,
is
that's what I'm
1-0
saying.
against them. See, facts.
so I'm
No,
not
actually,
as
we're
high when it
1-1.
comes
We're
to them.
1-1 because we played them the 2
Okay.
games back to back. If y'all remember.
Yeah,
at
that's
the
what I'm
end of the
saying.
Yeah.
season.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the second one don't count because that's like you're tired. At
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
they ejected Luka.
first-
Right.
and they
right.
ejected
yeah,
Luka. Yeah,
facts.
I almost forgot about that. Yeah, they ejected Luka. It
Luka's
was
not
like
getting
6 minutes
ejected
left.
this
It was
series,
down,
bro.
we were
Come
down
on.
1. We were down 1 6 minutes.
Yeah, it
left.
was a
That's
close
crazy.
game, and they ejected his ass for
Yeah.
fucking talking to a fan. Ridiculous.
But so yeah, OKC hasn't been that great against the best teams in the West. So I think that as long as we can take advantage with the star power that we have, like it's going to be really hard to stop Luke and LeBron in any capacity. And we already saw what he did to them last year. The only person they added since last year, I think, was Caruso and Hartenstein.
His name is LeBron James.
So unless Caruso can really be a game changer and continue to lock up, like we know he's all
Nah, he
NBA
still
defender.
play for the Lakers. He's with us.
He's still with
Yeah,
us.
he with us.
Trust
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
he
He
with
trying to get
us.
us a chip.
He with us.
Nah, but yeah, unless somebody like that steps up, like I don't see why Luka wouldn't just torture him again. You know what I mean? Like he already averaged 30 against him last year,
Yeah.
I think.
and so
I
as
think
long as Braun can get going,
Easy.
and that's with worst guard play too. He averaged 30 with worst people on the perimeter to relieve him. So
swear he was playing
the
with
one
Dinwiddie.
thing I'm gonna say about and this can apply not only to this series but other series is that I feel like the way we're talking about it seems very logical and like the conclusions we're coming to I feel like makes sense. But I feel like the fact that this is going to happen in the conference, like we're thinking about it, okay, if they matched up right now,
That's
this is
true.
how it would be. But when it comes
Who
to the
knows who's
conference
gonna be
finals,
playing?
like
Yeah.
we could see a guy like maybe J-Dub has like an insane run this playoffs or whatever. Like that
Yeah,
changes
that is
everything. You
true.
know what I mean? So stuff could really change based on how certain players perform.
Or reverse the
Maybe someone
Clippers.
takes
Yeah,
off.
Austin can average 35.
Yeah, or for us too, it could go the other way. So.
That's fucking around.
Austin averages 50.
Jackson Hayes has a 30-30 game.
Oh hell, that shit's not happening.
I would believe he would have like a 0-30.
We
than
draw
a
the line
30-30.
there.
0-30.
But yeah, so I mean, I got Lakers I'll say in 6 because I think they're closing out at home. But
Dog, this finals is looking crazy.
This finals, I like seeing it. I know Adam Silver likes seeing this.
Dollar
We got
signs, cha-ching.
The Celtics versus the Lakers, a classic rivalry.
LeBron Tatum rivalry.
Yo, I hate to say this, but I feel like if this is the finals, our ass is gonna lose. Unfortunately,
I feel like that too. Bro.
you know,
But,
I
bro,
want to pick us. I so badly do,
it's Luka,
and it's gonna
bro.
fucking suck for Luka to lose to the Celtics again. But the
No.
one thing that we're missing, we just don't have it quite yet. Like if we had a Mark Williams on this team, I'm riding with us, but the size difference, like the fact that we're so vulnerable on the interior and we don't have a rim protector, like unless Jackson Hayes really gets to that
Bro.
30 point, I just don't see us beating the Celtics, unfortunately.
We're better than the last year
Nah,
Mavs,
LeBron's
though.
gonna turn
Come
to
on,
80.
bro.
LeBron watched 80 for all these years. He knows what to do. LeBron's gonna be 80 as soon as they
LeBron's
come
gonna
into the
morph.
paint.
LeBron's gonna morph into Anthony Davis.
He's sending everything away. We gonna put Jameson in there all of a sudden.
What if we get in
We
their
could
heads?
do
Like,
that.
we just mind
Series
games?
changer. Oh, we cut him.
Yeah, we
Already?
had to cut him for the playoffs.
We had him for playoffs?
We kept
Damn.
Alex Len.
No, I
Oh,
don't have fucking.
Turn
Jameson.
Alex
That's
Len
crazy.
into like Porzingis, bro.
No,
I don't have no
imagine.
hope for that nigga. Not even
Bro,
hypotheticals. Like
I
feel like-
really want to pick us, bro.
If if they have an injury, we could win this year. Like they just need one. They just need one injury. Like Jaylen Brown tweaks his hamstring, all bets are off. We could win the shit. But I feel like if everyone's healthy, I just don't think we'd be able to beat them. They're just too good, bro. Their team is ridiculous.
Let's rank the players in order from top to bottom. Who's the best all the way down to like the 6th player? We got who's the number 1? Luka?
I feel like Lakers got top 2, and then Celtics got like the next 4, and then Lakers got Reeves, and then
hold on. Let's walk down because we can make the case that Reeves is like 4th best. You know what I'm saying? We could do it. We could talk about it. We got LeBron, Luka, then we got Tatum. That's 3.
And Brown.
Then we got Brown, but who's up? Number 5 spot is up for grabs.
Respect
third
like
option between Porzingis, Derek White.
No, I think it's between. I think Austin Reeves, Drew Holiday, and Derek White are all on like the same level, like the same caliber.
Yeah.
So we're better technically.
I'm like when it comes to Drew Holiday,
but
like,
then it's Porzingis versus Jackson.
He averages
Hayes,
20 in a regular role.
Oh, it's Porzingis versus like DFS.
Drew's averaged 20 in a regular role, being a two-way player. So I'm gonna still give the nod to Drew. I feel like it's still kind of a recency bias, not giving Drew the nod over Austin Reeves. As much as I love Austin, but like he's averaged 20 as a third option, being a two-way player. You know what I mean, on a championship team. So
he gets the respect from the league too. So you just got to give it to him.
God damn it, bro! Are we really that cooked?
I'll put him over. I'm gonna go Lakers in 7, but not a confident one. That's a fan Lakers in 7.
I want to say it too, bro, but I can't.
That's a fan Lakers in 7, but I believe.
No, and I'm truly mean this when I say like if they do have an injury to one of their key guys, like that really changes everything. Because I think the reason they work so well is because of how good their starting lineup is. Like the only person I could see that an injury might not matter as much is Porzingis, because like Al Horford fills in pretty good for him. But like if Derek White is hurt, that's a huge piece, because I don't think Drew Holiday by himself, like as the lone role player, like I'm sure Sam Hauser could hit some threes. Like it's still going to be competitive, but
Richard hits threes, but he's not good on defense.
It's just not going to be like the defense is not going to be the same level as a Drew or Derek White is the difference. Yeah. So
that's going to be a hole in their game. Definitely.
Yeah. My boy over here said, I want LA to win. Boston's just too much. Lack of defense on Luka will attack him. Yeah, and this is why I think
they're gonna pinpoint him.
The Lakers, I think the team is right there. Like as you can see, we got them going to the finals, but like we're just a piece away. Like the big man depth, even if we had like maybe a few more perimeter defenders, I would even say the big man depth might not matter. But the Celtics are just so deep and so well rounded in their entire starting lineup. It's just hard. Bro. As much as I want to, it's hard for me to pick against them.
Bro, we should just swap Jackson Hayes for like Bam Adebayo. Who would say no to that trade, bro? Just think about that for a second. Let's just do it. You know, who would say no?
I hope during the playoffs, the fucking league offices, wait, we fucked up on this Mark Williams trade. He's joining the Lakers for the playoffs.
Last minute, like
that would be crazy.
Like super.
Nah, bro, he literally did go back and just started averaging 20 and 10, like or like 15 and 10.
He had a Q&A on Twitter. I don't know if y'all saw it. He had a Q&A on Twitter, and they were asking him like, "Yo, like, is your back and ankle or knee really cooked?" And he's like, "Well, I didn't really miss a game this entire season for either of those things." So, which is true.
Else?
Yeah, it was like he had some other issues.
Damaged goods.
We'll see. Right now, this season, it's easy to say that because for this season, I'm sure he would have helped us. But if next season this dude tears his back open, like you know what I mean, it's not a good trade.
I also think that this opens us up to like getting an even better free agent because now it's just such an attractive destination for big men, because like any big man playing with Luka gets elevated, and then that turns into money. So,
bro, any big man, Luka's like
any up and coming.
Yeah.
Like I wish Duran's probably locked in with the Pistons. Like I'm sure he likes it there, but I'm like,
we tried
like
trading
that
for him though. He was one of the names we called about during the trade.
But I don't know if he would even be a free agent. But I'm just saying, like someone like that, like up and coming, really good big, who doesn't have a huge contract yet. Like I think that's like super attractive for them. It's attractive for vets that are good. You know what I mean? It's an attractive offer. Like I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to be the Los Angeles starting center Laker unless you just don't
play with Luka. Your stats get higher. You live in LA.
Unless you just can't handle the pressure. Clint Capella, I'll kill myself.
Clint Capella.
No, hell no.
So, I'll literally die.
A minimum contract.
I'd rather have Jackson Hayes. Actually, no, I'd rather have Clint Capella, but still.
I think Nick Claxton is the perfect guy for us. I think.
See, like him, Nick Claxton would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean,
bring him over.
Yeah, I mean, he's not as good, but the Suns need to like switch things up. And I've always been a fan of Nick Richards. So
Robert Williams.
Oh, Robert Williams. Yeah, he's always injured. I was saying Nick Richards though. I mean, he's not going to be like elite, but he'd be help for us for sure from the Suns because they got to switch. They don't really need him anymore. But
yeah, nobody.
We need Dwight. Where's Dwight?
Yo,
Singapore last.
Taiwan.
Was that the last time he played Taiwan?
Yeah, MVP over there or what? Averaging 40.
He should, man. That's crazy.
I want Connect to have like a 30-point game against some team, just so people like
He probably will. He will.
Connect.
He'll definitely.
He's gonna get some
if we reach to the finals, he'll have like a 30 ball somewhere.
Who's not gonna get playtime for our team? You think?
Bronny.
In the rotation?
Oh,
I think it ends.
bro, if we're up 30, they're gonna play Bronny. It's gonna be crazy.
Here, let me look at the team real quick. I'm gonna name the players that's gonna be in the rotation. So
it's easy to name who's in it. Yeah, I'm like besides the starting five.
So obviously Austin,
Vando.
Luka, Jackson, LeBron, DFS, Rui. Vando's
Vando,
gonna play like 10 to 15
Gabe.
minutes. Gabe's gonna be in there.
Gabe's gonna be a good player.
I think Jordan Goodwin is gonna be also. He's gonna get 10 to 15 minutes as well because he's been good.
Straight up.
I'm surprised if they go to 9 players though.
I think the two that are not, they're gonna play, but not every game is gonna be connecting Goodwin. Like they're definitely gonna play in the playoffs, but I don't think it's gonna be like on.
I feel like it'll be situational.
JJ's gonna try him out. Like if
we need offense, we need shooting. Put in Dalton. If we need that defense and tenacity, they go put in Goodwin.
Goodwin, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then obviously Koloko, Shake Milton, Len. They're not gonna play at all.
I don't think
go loco.
If Alex Len sees the floor, something has gone terribly wrong, bro.
That means Bronny's gonna see the floor.
If Bronny sees the floor, that means something's gone terribly right.
It's either terribly right or terribly wrong.
Yeah, we're down to 60 if Alex Len is in.
No,
yeah, Alex Len is like desperation for sure.
Yeah.
We could be up 15.
Maybe he'll evolve into Jokic right now.
No, Alex Len don't even deserve. Alex
we
Len
had to be down 60 at half.
He don't even deserve mop-up minutes.
Literally, dude. Like the ball boys are probably better than him right now.
Dude, the only reason
they're more valuable to the team.
I think the only reason he's on the team, and I read this somewhere, is when he signed with us. I don't know if you remember, but he like committed to the Indiana Pacers and then like said, "Fuck that, I'm going to the Lakers." So I'm hearing the only reason that he's still on the team is because like it's a bad look to basically be like, yeah, like come sign with us, and then we cut his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's literally the only reason he's on the team. So like,
I don't know, but he's so ass. I feel like players out there understand.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like at this point you could cut him. Like it's been long enough, you know.
Yeah, we've seen. We've tried.
He's gonna get a ring, bro. Do you believe that?
They should just not like. They should just like BS him a little bit.
Bronny getting a ring his rookie year.
They should give him the run around like, hey, where's my ring at? They're like, I mean,
it's in the mail. It's in the mail.
Yeah, it's in the mail. We lost it.
Yeah.
Go as USPS, bro. They got it.
We'll give it to you next time you play us, and he's out the league.
Ban him.
They forgot to give AD one, so they took his and engraved AD on it.
AD will get a ring if we win.
Alex Len's like, where my shit at?
You know, AD will get a ring if we win.
Yeah,
he should.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like.
I mean, he could choose not to, but he probably will take it.
No one counts the ring, but I'm sure the players take
somebody.
Bro, there's no people should not count.
No, they do count the ring. Yeah, they do.
No, but
like no one's gonna say AD won 2 championships. You know.
Yeah, they are. I bet you they will.
You know, shit. Omari's controlling.
When his jersey's retired in the rafters, we'll say that because he got us Luka.
2 rings with the Lakers. Oh, he got us Luka, which got us a ring.
But it's rarely superstars. It's rare that a superstar will get traded and then the team they got traded from wins.
Yeah, that is rare. That is rare.
It's very rare.
In the middle of the season too, because I was like, superstars been traded, but it's always
has to be mid-season. So I'm like, it only really happens to role players, and role players they say they got the rings, but nobody ever cares enough to be like, no, they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in this case, we're probably gonna nitpick it. Like
there was that one series, Anderson Varejao, it was the Cavs versus Warriors, and he played for both teams, so he was gonna win one anyway.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, has there ever been a time in the league in the middle of the season where 2 top 10 players got traded? Ever?
No, I don't.
Like
I mean, not in a long time.
Mid-season?
Yeah, like 2 top 10 players got traded for each other mid-season. I don't think that's ever happened.
I mean, I couldn't tell you mid-season. I remember trades, but mid-season.
Who's someone
that like
top 10 mid-season? Nah, yeah.
What about top 10 with not mid-season? Top 10.
I mean, we think about the Kevin Durant trade
or
Kawhi Leonard trade back in the day. Like those were huge trades in the offseason, and they went out to win a ring. But again, it's not the offseason, so it's different. I mean, it's not the in-season, so it's different.
Yeah, in mid-season,
I can't think of anyone that got traded for each other. Like 2 top 10 players for each other.
Yeah, for each other, no. Because I was going to say,
crazy.
like, Harden got traded mid-season, but he got traded for, like, role players and shit for the Sixers.
Yeah, so usually packages.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime trade.
Lateral. it's never lateral because this trade wasn't lateral either. But it's never like give me this person and give me that, and you get that person.
This is crazy.
I guess the last, not even superstar, but even the last, it was like
Let me see if I
Tyrese
can find
Sabonis or
I heard
Tyrese and who.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna ask Chat
Sabonis.
GPT here because he probably knows.
Omari, you know, I saw something today. I think it was Twitter or YouTube. Windhorst was saying he's like, after looking at it from today, I'm still like concerned that some shit went down that Mavs didn't get Austin Reeves in that trade. He's like still talking about it.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they
a lot
got
of
robbed
people-
in terms
a
He's
of
lot of
like,
people
it's
still can't believe
malpractice.
it.
It's malpractice that the Mavericks did not get Austin Reeves in that trade.
I mean, it is. I mean, consensus is they got fleeced.
Hey, it is what it is.
But and realistically, like he probably should have been in the trade, but
Yeah, you probably should have been. 100%.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fine with Reeves on it. Like in the 5.
I'm looking this up.
bro,
Right
Reeves probably told him if you trade me there, I'm gonna just leave and go right back.
I'm retiring.
I'm gonna just resign as soon as first chance I get, I'm resigning.
I'm literally not gonna play a game for you guys.
Okay, retiring is crazy. I was gonna say he's gonna leave.
They got
but-
Max freaking Christie.
Yeah, like what I'm seeing here, like all these trades, even the quote unquote superstar trades, like I was talking about James Harden, like the package they got was really good. They got Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, and a boatload of picks, but that's not a superstar. That's like good
Yeah.
players, you know.
Yeah.
So
2 top 10s is crazy.
I think the best example I'm seeing of this it's not even a superstar. So like no, there's really not one. Like this
Yeah.
That's
isn't
what I'm saying. The only
Never
the only
happened.
person for person, and I don't even think the Sabonis was mid season, but the person for person is Tyrese and Sabonis. That was like the last decently big players just to get traded for each other, and like
To swap, right?
so this is
yeah,
what
and he wasn't even a superstar yet.
this is what
Or even
ChatGPT
a
is
star.
telling me. This is like literally before our time, but I'm gonna trust it on it. Well, I know these players, but we didn't like grow up watching them. So Jason Kidd traded for Stephon Marbury in 2001.
Oh,
And
Marbury's
those
good.
guys are both
Mm.
like all-star caliber,
Yeah.
but again,
Yeah.
they're not like top 5
Top
players in
10,
the league,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's the closest thing
That's
we
crazy.
got to that. And then
Damn.
again, Dwight Howard, again, that's not a superstar, so it's just very rare. It's just that shit doesn't happen in season.
So all right, so final word. What was everybody saying? I said Lakers in 7.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna go Celtics in 6.
Can I say like Lakers in
No.
15? Can I say Lakers in 15?
Lakers
or not?
home
It's not
court,
allowed.
we lose.
Lakers in 8 because we gonna get them back next year.
Facts.
Nah, I'm praying we get 18, bro.
I
hope
really,
we two-peat.
I think the Celtics beat us, but I'm praying for the Lakers to win. Like 100, like
I think we can win if shit goes right. Like I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's not impossible. Like even if they're fully
Luka and
healthy,
LeBron just have to dominate.
But you say-
performances.
But you saying that like shit goes right, it never goes right for us. It's always shit goes wrong.
we got
Yeah,
Gabe
something
Vincent.
always-
He was a demon. He was a
He's on
demon
a
against
burner
them.
now.
He's a
He's on a
demon against the
burner now.
Celtics. You notice.
He's getting back into his groove, so I'm fucking with Gabe.
Yeah, and I think Luka going against them last season like is actually a huge plus because he knows exactly what to expect, what defense they're gonna throw at him, and so that should be a help for him. But my man said the Mavs are moving to Vegas. We don't want to see that. We don't want
They're
to
not
see
moving.
the
They're not moving.
Vegas
They're,
Mavericks.
they're expanding. They're not gonna move.
They're making a new arena. You
They're
saw
gonna
that?
they're gonna be a new team in Vegas. They're gonna do the expansion as soon as LeBron retires.
He's gonna be owning that team probably.
Yeah, he's gonna own the Vegas team. We already know the plays, man. Braun told me
Yeah,
that. He was calling
I
me
like
the day
that. I
Maverick
like
called
that.
me. We was on the conference call, Rich. You
Rich.
feel me?
You and
So-
Rich.
We
Yeah,
first
these are
name basis,
finals
yeah.
predictions.
Mav, Rich, you know them. Braun. That's my dudes.
Best graphic designer on
agree with this.
YouTube, right
Yeah.
here.
Best graphic design on YouTube. Best graphic
Niggas
design on the
stretched the
planet.
tail blurry.
I'm just
Right,
gonna
you know,
edit this
just
out
make
later.
graphic
I'm just
design.
gonna
Put the
edit this
Lakers
out later.
PNG.
Don't worry.
Just Lakers.
Nah, for
put the
real.
Lakers PNG all over the screen. Lakers.
Luke Hudson does like a voiceover just saying Warriors.
What if Hassan just spawns in? What if Hassan just pops into the stream yard?
Objection.
Like, oh, objection. Warriors in 5.
So man said Brown and Tatum lead the playoffs in turnovers before, so LA got to count on that. Hey, you're right, but Luke
That's
and
good.
LeBron turned the ball over too, so I feel like that's
Yeah,
not
It's gonna average. It's gonna like average out. It's gonna zero out.
They finna go turnover for turnover.
Just make Jalen Brown play with his left hand. We're good.
Bro, I remember the
Facts,
meme,
force him
bro. One-handed. He has no left hand. Now, if I see a left-hand layup, I'm terrified. I'm not gonna lie.
Make Tatum. I mean, you gotta bait Tatum into a aura match. And he'll lose every time.
That means SJ. That means
Baiting
SJ.
Tatum into technicals is the easiest shit, bro. He just got to clap away from the ref and he'll get ejected. Like,
True.
Man. All right.
All right. Well, that was our playoff predictions. You guys let us know if you're tuning in. What you guys think? Who's going to win the finals? Call it right here on this video. Make sure to drop your predictions. We don't want to see no fucking, after the fact, I always knew the Cavs were going to make it. So we want to hear your thoughts right now.
Yeah, drop it now before it happens, bro, because I don't want to hear that.
Exactly.
Oh, my
That's why we're
God,
doing
Lakers in 7.
Gabe said this.
Stand
Yeah, I
on
said
it, too. Because
Yeah,
if the
I'm
Lakers
standing
do
on
win
Lakers
in 7, Omari's about to be talking his shit because he
Facts.
predicted it. So,
Facts.
yeah.
This one for the ages right here.
Yeah,
like
hopefully.
Luka get back, number 18. LeBron, number 5. Come on,
Absolute
man.
cinema. They're gonna make if that actually happens, they're gonna make movies about the season.
Cinema.
Yep.
Facts. That is true. They definitely make a documentary, like, probably during the summer. It's going to come out in July.
They're going to call it The Man on the Lakers.
Like,
they're going to
They're
call it
going
The
to
Man on
win
the
the chip in
Lakers.
June. The doc going to come out in July.
They're gonna
That's
call
how
it the
serious
worst
it's
trade in NBA history.
Nah, it really might be.
If we
It's
win a
definitely a little
championship
shocking.
this year, bro, I think
Yeah.
Mavs fans would like commit suicide, like respectfully. And I wouldn't blame
Yeah,
y'all
it'd
because
be a
shit
wrap.
is terrible, but
I wouldn't blame you.
it's bad.
We're gonna after that happens, like we'll just have the hotline at the bottom of our screen every.
If the Lakers win the NBA Finals, I'm giving away this box. It's $10,000.
No, it's
You know what I'm
not.
saying?
He gonna buy a new one and he gonna weigh it and everything.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Nico, best GM in the game. Facts.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nico.
Thank
We're
you,
gonna build you a
Nico.
statue
Nico.
too.
Hey, if we win this year, we should put like a Nico statue in front of crypto.
I'm gonna have to
I
make
like
a thank
that.
you, Nico
Hey,
song.
one thing I do want to briefly talk about, like before we hop off, he did have a press conference. Nico had like a private press
Oh, yeah,
conference
yeah.
talking about the trade. And
Better be
honestly,
private.
bro, why are you doubling down on this shit? Like,
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
bad. If he just said, "Yo, I know the fans are upset, but like, it is what it is. I'm trying to do the best thing. I know you're upset. It might not look good
heard-
now, but." Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to earn the trust back. He's just sitting here doubling down. Defense wins championships. Fucking. I think we made the right decision. The fans we're doing what's in the best interest of the Mavs. Like he's just yapping bullshit. Like it's okay to admit that like you made an unpopular decision. Like, okay, if you want to stand on that, as dumb as it is, whatever, but like you can admit that like the fans are unhappy about it and that's okay. Like it's not everyone sees it. You don't have to act like a dumbass and pretend it didn't happen.
I keep hearing that like apparently it was more so on the owners.
Yeah.
They just been quiet.
They okayed it too.
Yeah, so I'm like, I mean, I know that they okayed it, but I guess it was more so like he was told to do it. And I think Jeff
he
Teague,
was
I think
told
they
to
said on the pod, and Teague was like, "Nigga, I would have quit. Like, I would have quit before they made me do that."
Because the thing is,
Like-
I know that the owners told him, but it's like I know that Nico also like has wanted. He said he wanted AD since he got there or
Yeah.
something. So it's like it's a bit of both, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, I'm sure if he was adamant enough, like he wouldn't have been able to do it. But
Because they were asking him, like they're asking him about, like, yo, even if you wanted to make Luke available, let's say you did believe all this stuff about him being out of shape and whatnot, like why didn't you call anybody else and ask
and
for
shop
offer? And
him,
he's
yeah.
like, and he was like, well, I wanted AD so bad, like he was making that point, which
Yeah.
fair play, but
That
it's
is
like.
true.
You know what I mean? That's a little collusion. And you're just out here only talking about AD. You didn't even know if you could have got Giannis, maybe. Who knows? But I'm glad he didn't talk to anyone else.
Nah, yeah. Hey, yeah, me too.
I wanted
That's all
AD.
know.
I needed him.
He had,
There's no
he had a
collusion,
little
nothing.
man crush Monday on AD.
Nigga love the bro. It's crazy.
You made him feel
All right,
things.
man.
All right, let's wrap this
We gotta
up.
get out of here. 'Cause I gotta go to
Good
work
little
in the morning.
3-man episode. Hassan, you will have a lot of footage to edit, but
Watch the Rockets win the whole finals.
that'll be something.
We get it. We get it
I hope
so
he
wrong.
loves our
Celtics lose to like
takes.
the fucking Pistons.
Watch
Imagine
the
Pistons
Mavs
win.
win. Watch the Mavs somehow win from the 10 seed.
Oh,
That'd be the
that
most
might be the
insane
best
shit.
trade deal then if the Mavs win.
That's the only way to convince
That's
That
like
would be
the
probably
franchise
the craziest
saved.
story of all
Bro,
time.
Moses is gonna touch down from the heavens going.
AD.
AD will literally have to average 45.
He go in the
25.
Hall of Fame as soon as the finals ends.
Yeah,
even
he
though
actually
he's
would.
still
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah,
First player in the Hall of Fame while playing.
not even.
That would be
LeBron
honestly a
James.
much bigger feat than the 3-1 comeback. Like,
Yeah,
No,
I
it
think.
would.
I
10
think it
seed
would.
to NBA
Yeah.
champs.
10
10
seed to the
seed to
And you
champs,
traded Luka. Like, come on.
Yeah.
and you downgraded, and your player got hurt, and he came back, and Kyrie's out.
that
Lakers
would
are
be-
fine.
All
All
right.
right.
That's
Omari,
going to do
talk
it for this week's episode of Ball Don't Lie. Make sure you drop a like. If you haven't, make sure you drop a sub. And last but not least, Lakers at 5.
Lakers in 5.
Facts.
I'm talking about
And we
the
end it on that.
man on the Lakers.
That's the next song I'm going to do. I'm going to do